Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks everyone for joining Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It is almost 12 p.m. Eastern, noon over here. It's actually 11:51 a.m. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go till about 2:30. So we're going to have a nice, good size session, 2.5 hours. We're going to look at gold and NASDAQ today on separate charts. We'll do a top-down analysis and we'll break things down. We're just following up from Dave's live New York session. Was good, and also some trade ideas were sent out to the group. And we're going to just do a post New York sessions this week. It's a different time of day, different type of volatility, different type of volume trades at this time of the day. But here at SST, we like to show you all parts of the market. It's 24 hours. There's Tokyo sessions, there's futures market open, there's pre-London, there's the European London markets. It moves into pre-New York, then we got New York, and there's post-New York, and now this is like right after, it's kind of lunchtime in Wall Street, and things pick up again going into the close of the day, okay? So hopefully we can look for some good setups. We use proper risk management trading as always, and let's see what the markets are doing today. I hope everyone is having a great day, and I hope everyone's enjoying their Tuesday. And let's just get into this. First thing is going over today's news. When you start this session, like around noon, all of the European news has already came through, has been reported. The North American news, the early AM news has reported. Wall Street market has opened. So a lot of the things have already occurred, and then now we're just trading into like the close of the day, okay? And sometimes there is afternoon news over here. Let's just see what we have this afternoon. So we had some British monetary policy reports. We had the U.S. Consumer Confidence Report, Richmond Manufacturing already come out. Right over here, we're not going to be doing anything with the Swiss franc over here, but if you are trading the Swiss franc, you got the chairman Schlegel is speaking at 12:30 in about 30 more minutes. Later this afternoon, the right round power hour into the close, we have some FOMC speakers. If you're going to trade the Tokyo session tonight, you do have some Australian high impact red folder news regarding their CPI and inflation data. And finally, guys, I believe 8 or 9 p.m. is the start of Donald Trump and the this red folder where he will be speaking to the nation. If you click on the folder, it will tell you exactly what it is. Donald Trump is due to deliver the State of the Union address at the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. So that's later tonight. Again, you know how Donald Trump, he can affect the markets. So I don't know what he's going to say in this speech. If you are trading at that time, be careful. Markets could be volatile. And this could also carry over into trading tomorrow, okay? So keep an eye on that, guys. If you have the time to listen to it, you know, sometimes get your popcorn and enjoy that. If he goes freestyle and he's not reading a teleprompter, it's pretty funny. So who knows? Maybe he's going to stay on script and read a teleprompter, because if he goes freestyle, whatever is on his mind, he just says it. But it's going to be interesting tonight, okay? And tomorrow, guys, when you're trading, just keep an eye on your folders. Please, guys, understand what's going on. Prepare yourself ahead of time so you're not walking into some high impact news and you have no idea, okay? It takes 2 minutes just to review the next day's news, okay? Earnings also. In the after hours today, we've got some earnings calls. I don't see any big names over here that could highly impact the S&P 500 or NASDAQ or Dow Jones. These are the individual securities. But going into tomorrow, I just want to mention tomorrow after hours, this is the big name all week. the entire year. This is the largest corporation in the world, market cap wise, NVIDIA Corporation. They lead the tech and AI and semis and all the chips and everything like that. The future is basically in this company right over here. So they have their earnings, okay? So whether you're trading or not, pay attention to the earnings because it could dictate the way how the stock markets move. The rest of this week, next month, next quarter, this could dictate the way how tech moves, okay? Listen to also the conference call if you can. Listen to Jensen, the CEO, not just the numbers, but listen to forward guidance. Is he optimistic about the future? Is he pessimistic? Is he hawkish, dovish? Is he, what is his tone? Is he more conservative or does he have positive outlook? Because that could tell us the direction, okay? So that's day-to-day news. Already in the news, stocks turn higher and bid to recover from the latest AI rout. Security and AI disruption in the news every single day. Donald about it tonight. Happens. AMD is up today. We've had some pretty significant selling in the markets lately, and it's a nice green day on some positive news. Okay, there's news about everything all in here, whether regarding whatever you are looking at, there is news over here, okay? And guys, we did send out a few signals today. So this was one on NASDAQ, right over here, looking for buys above 24,800. So when we look at the charts here, there's that big like impulsive move right over there. Again, if you miss it, this is what we're trying to teach, is the patience and discipline for it to pull back. Does it always pull back in this point of control, 50% location? Not always, but it's got a high probability. And if you're waiting, you see that wick, you had multiple opportunities to get right back in. And then this leg took it for the new highs and really could have maybe possibly hit your daily goal on 200, 300 pip move. Okay. But it's the patience. Okay. Again, yesterday I waited for a pullback as well. And I took very similar setup and it hit my stop loss. Okay. It happens. You guys got to understand that, but that's why risk management comes into effect. That's what separates traders. It's not who can read candles or who is disciplined and things like that. It all comes down to risk management. There is traders, they take losses. It's normal. But then there's other traders who just over leverage and gamble. And when they're taking losses, they're blowing up accounts. Okay, that's the only difference, guys. Please control your risk, and then it will help avoid massive losses. Then you will not go through that mindset of revenge trading, hedge trading, having bad days, going into slumps, hate trading, and just avoid that altogether with just proper risk management. You're not going to get rich overnight, but over time, if you continue to trade like this with proper risk management over 6 months time, over 1 year, over 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you will really start to compound your account. You will compound your confidence. You're going to feel more confident taking these trades. And then once you start getting the hang of it, then you can slowly start to increase your risk, increase your leverage slowly while you're understanding what you're doing, okay? I don't want to talk too much about that, but I hope everybody is learning risk management. It cannot be taught. Dave and I and everyone at SST, we talk here every single day to the point where we're losing our breath and we can't even talk anymore. We lose our voices. You have to learn risk management, okay? Just like I did. I admit, when I started trading, I was a gambler. I was high leverage trader, high risk trader, get rich quick, all of that. I lost everything. And it took me 5 years to figure out that risk management is the way to go. So please, guys, understand that, okay? And you will become that much better of a trader, okay? So we send out signals on mostly indices, commodities, all over here. Here was a sell on gold. So if you need some help with some signals, trade ideas, confluence for your trading, maybe marking up some chart zones, some static areas, we do offer those, okay? Guys, thank you for everyone joining us today in Zoom and YouTube. There's a free Telegram channel. It's pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. Please join this because you get all of our YouTube links to join us in our live education and trading. You get to see what Dave is doing in the New York sessions with the snipers in Discord and Zoom. But there's trade idea breakdowns before and after to show you what we do here. There's blogs available. This is learn a little bit about what bond yields are, can dictate the way how the markets move. This is good for investing as well. If you want to take your trading to the next level, learn a little bit about investing. There's lots all going on in here, and shout outs to everybody, all snipers here. Okay, that's available for you guys, pinned at the top of the YouTube channel. Guys, again, if you want to join the team, we would love to have you guys. StockSniperTrading.com. Guys, I didn't get to go over this blog. I'll do it for another day, but I just want to mention Dave and I launched this rewards program for all of the snipers here. It's basically like a cash back to say thank you to everyone at SST for helping us grow over all of these years. So if you're in a lifetime program with us, if you refer a friend or a family member, you will get 50% back in cash, like in your pocket. You can use it towards your trading, live trading account. You can use it towards paying your bills. You can use it towards paying groceries. It doesn't matter. Or put it to some investments in some dividend funds and start to earn some interest on that. So it's a way of us saying thank you. Also, if you're in the premium membership, you get 25% back. Okay. We want to kind of just give back more to the lifetimers who have stuck with us for a long time, and it's our way of saying thank you. Okay. And free blogs are available right over here. This was the bond yield. Here's if you guys want to read a little bit more about that rewards program, volume profile, everything, price action, everything that we basically talk about in these live sessions is all in these blogs. Okay. And all of our live sessions are all available every Sunday for you guys. Okay. And finally, guys, just hit that subscribe button. If you're learning and earning with us on a daily basis, we do appreciate it. Soon we're going to get to that 100,000 and be verified by YouTube and help everyone grow. Okay. So this is our live post New York session. We're going to analyze the markets. We're going to learn, and hopefully maybe if we take some trades, we're going to take some trades. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Disclaimer, okay? So trading is at your own risk, okay? We know that there's traders that use heavy risk. If you do something silly, it's on you. It's just like me going to a YouTube channel and watching someone trade and I copy their trades and I do something crazy. It's on me, okay? We're all mature adults here. I hope you guys, when you're learning, you're either using a demo account or you're using very small sizing while you're learning, okay? And ask questions. If you see something I'm talking about, don't feel shy, ask a question, okay? Just try not to spam the chat because a lot of us are gonna miss your question. It might be a good question. So just, if you're here to learn, let's learn. If you're here to spam, it kind of ruins the flow of the stream, okay? And it kind of distracts a lot of us here, okay? So first thing we're going to do is thanks everyone for joining. Welcome everyone on Zoom. Mosharaf, welcome. Thank you for joining. Rafi, welcome back, sir. I missed you too. Rafi, I hope you're doing well, brother. Thanks for coming back, man. I appreciate you. Dale, welcome. Sergio, thank you. Carla, welcome. Samuel, thank you. Thank you, Samuel. Appreciate you as well. Thank you for joining. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. Tony Gold, thank you for joining. Habibi, Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you guys. Everyone who's fasting out there, it's all mindset, guys. It's all mindset. Don't worry about food and liquids and drinks right now. Worry about proper risk management, okay? This can, if you're fasting, you are going to learn some discipline, so you can translate that into your trading. So thanks everyone for joining. Kartik, welcome. Thank you for joining. Hurst Horns, thank you for joining. Daniela, welcome. Thank you guys. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do gold top down. We're going to do NASDAQ top down. This is VIX. This is our volatility index. What this is it's an index exactly about volatility. And what it's telling us when should be technically correlated by going down. When volatility is going down, markets are basically green or going not always, okay, but we can use this to help dictate the volatility and the direction. So right now on volatility index, we've got a bearish daily candle. I ask you guys, is the market generally green today? Are you looking at the S&P 500, US 30, and NASDAQ? When we talk about the markets, those are basically the three indices that can tell us about the markets. The one being S&P 500 is the big daddy. That's the big one, okay? NASDAQ is tech, US 30 is a different index, okay? But when we talk about right now, if the volatility is going down, S&P 500 should be green. Does anyone want to verify that with me? Am I correct? Is the S&P 500 up green percentage today and not in the negative. What you can also do is you can do a top down with VIX as well. Okay, we don't trade this, but we use it kind of to use it for correlations or to give us a bias. So even if I bring it down to the 1 hour, I can start to see we had a very bearish candle at right over here at 9:30, like when Wall Street market opened up. Okay. So you can see it's not really trading on much volume right now. If it continues to push down, maybe the markets will rally into the mid-afternoon. If VIX comes back up to here, maybe, you can also cut bars in half. You can cut 50%. You can find points of control. You can do all of these things. It's just same thing. It's a candlestick. All candlesticks have the same characteristics. So if it starts retracing back up, maybe we'll see the markets correct themselves a little bit, okay? But this is just to use as some guidance when you are trading, okay? That's VIX, the volatility index. You can see here it's volatility S&P 500 index, okay? Is it always correlated like that? No, it's not, okay? But it helps give us good indication of how the markets. You can even go on the lower time frames, okay? You can see how it started dropping at what time. It was 9:30. That's Wall Street market open. It retraced right back up where? Into about 50% of this candle. There's also support turning into resistance, continue push down, coming back up, continue push down. Now it's building and now it's kind of consolidating right in here, okay? But I'm going to get started with gold, okay? So just a few things that we're going to do. So we are all on the same page, okay? First thing is we're going to do, when you join us, we're going to do a top-down. Well, before we do a top-down, we're just going to review news, okay? Just so everyone is clear. We review news, like how we went over Forex Factory, how we go over earnings. We just look at today's day-to-day news, okay? So we'll always do this. It's part of our trading plan. Should be part of your trading plan as well. Okay, after you're done reviewing the news, you see what's going on, then you're going to conduct your top-down analysis, okay? So whatever security you're trading, some of you guys are trading gold, some of you guys are trading NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P, crude oil, GBP, USD, whatever you're trading, make sure you conduct a top-down analysis, okay? It might give you your bias. You can identify your zones. Okay, why do we do a top-down analysis? Number one, we want to identify our support and resistance, okay? We want to identify our maybe some a point of control and points of interest, okay? That's the reasoning behind doing a top-down analysis, okay? And then once we've done that, we're going to now go to a particular time frame that we like to trade. When we're on these calls together, we normally go down to the 5 minutes. But if you guys want some days me to slow it down, we can trade the 15-minute candles. Okay, we can slow it down and then we can learn more. 5 minutes are fast. If we go down to the 1 minute, it's very, very, very fast. It's fast to learn. It's fast to trade. So when you're trading on the lower time frames, you have to make sure that you have an appropriate broker that allows you to get filled quickly so you can reduce your slippage. You want to have low spreads if you're trading with spreads. So these are things that you have to factor in when you're practicing. If you want to go down to lower time frames, open up a demo account with that broker and test it out, because it's the cost of trading. If you don't have a good broker that can fill you quickly, then there's no point in learning how to scalp if you're not going to get properly filled, okay? So after we do our top-down analysis, we're going to come down to the lower time frames, and then this is where we're going to look for pattern recognition, okay? We're going to look for patterns that we're familiar with. We're going to look for high probable setups, okay? So we're going to look for high probable setups, and what we're also going to look for is we're going to try and avoid impulse trading, okay? So we're going to try and avoid impulse trading. What I mean by that is we have to wait for candles to basically close. So if we're waiting on the 5 minutes, we have to wait for the full 5 minutes, okay? It's hard to control these urges, but if you tell yourself that you're going to wait, you're going to wait. Yes, you might miss out on an impulse move, but what happens if we take an impulse move and then it rejects and then it takes us into drawdown and a stop loss? So there is the pros and cons when you're trading impulse. If you are, make sure you're having a plan when you trade impulse. Lower your risk. and know if you get in the money, you should maybe quickly be getting out or going to bring in your stop loss to break even. Have rules when you trade, okay? Otherwise, just avoid impulse trading as well. Another rule that I'm gonna have on this call is if we're getting close to the 1 hour candle, like right now, if it was, when we started this call, 11:50, if it's 11:55, maybe we're gonna try to avoid taking a trade with a new 1 hour or 30-minute candle opening, because sometimes the momentum changes and we take a trade at like 11:55 and then we get stuck in it, okay? So maybe we have to, again, learn patience and wait for hourly candles to properly open up and then see after, okay? So 1 hour candles, we're gonna try and wait for them to close. If we're looking to take a trade at 11:53 and we're going into noon, we're gonna try and wait. And if we do take early, okay, listen to what I'm saying, guys, pay attention. If I do take a trade at like 11:55 and we take it before the hourly, I'll give you my psychology of why I'm taking it, but I want us to review after what is the actual effect, whether it hits profit, whether it stops me out or it hits a break even. I want us to learn from it, okay? These sessions that we do here is time that we take out of our day to teach you guys from mistakes that can be made. Okay. Yes, we can take a trade at 11:55 and it works out perfectly and it goes to a profit and we're all happy. But other days, if it comes back and it stops us out and then it does a move after 12, we got to learn from it. We got to go back and review it. Okay. So on these calls, I'm going to admit it. We're going to take some trades. Some will be W's, some will be L's, and some will be break evens. But I promise you, I will break down my psychology going into every single trade, and I will review every trade with you before and after the fact. And if you have any questions, you ask, okay? Those are just the rules that I set for these calls, okay? Are we always going to stick to these 110%? Probably not, but we're going to try our best ability. So this is what you should be following on a day-to-day basis. Just take a screenshot of this if you can, and just follow this, right? When you're going to trade tomorrow, make sure you review the news. Make sure you do a top-down analysis. The reasoning I'll show you. We're going to identify support, resistance, point of controls, points of interest, set up our charts with alerts. And then if you do trade the 15-minute, 5-minute, identify your patterns, look for your high probable setups, try and avoid impulse trading at all times. And then if it's approaching a 1 hour, like if it's 9:57 and you're itching to take a trade, maybe just wait till 10 a.m. or 10:05 to allow the new hourly candle to open up, because it opens with momentum and volatility. And then you might look for a better setup after that hourly candle opens up, okay? Are we good on this? Let's get started, guys, okay? So I'm going to start off on the daily with gold, okay? I'm just going to remove this for now. I hope this helps, guys, okay? But just, I know I talk a lot, but we got to be on the same page together, okay? Are we ready now? Now I'm going to conduct a top-down analysis on gold. So you see how I'm starting off on the daily. There's just some easy visual areas that we need to identify. First thing is this highest point right here. On some securities, it may be the all-time high. On some securities, it might just be a daily or weekly high. When we're talking about gold specifically, on January 29, gold hit the all-time high. So I use a orange line to illustrate that it is an all-time high. And then I look at the number, it's just below 5,600. So it's telling me it's at a psychological level. It's not just a static line, but it's at a psychological level. Learn about psychology in the markets. Learn about the psychological numbers. Learn about how transactions occur in an auction. And you will learn more and more and more about this, okay? And then now there is a zone below this. What I look at is like the bodies from that orange line right there. Very simple. There's no like other explanation of what I do here. I just come down to those bodies, and then I see when it traded in there, it was a wick that got rejected and the body closed. Again, it came in there and went back down. So if it ever comes back into this zone, I'm going to consider this to be a double top, okay? Unless the buyers can prove to me otherwise, okay? Do you guys understand what I mean by a double top? It comes up, one top. The neckline is somewhere like right around here. If it comes back in here, it could be a double top, that M pattern that we all recognize. And M pattern traditionally has more selling pressure to come back down and break that neckline and drop further down. However, if we're trending up, Maybe it will break through there and create a new all-time high, a new higher high. We're still trending bullish. And if it breaks out, it could come back down into the zone. But now the zone flips with more pending buyers in here, because now there's verification, there's confirmation that it broke through this resistance, and now it's coming back to pull back at a discounted area. Now it could be piling up with buyers. We flip the zone green, we invert it, and we could be taking it back up to a new all-time high. But what I'm trying to say is that there will be a good setup taken in this area. 3 setups that can happen is what I just showed you. Could be a double top, right? Option 1. Option 2 is this leg that's coming back up. Could be an impulse break. Okay, and then we all buy that impulse before the daily candle closes, and then it comes up there, it gets a wick, it gets rejected, and then it's closing back below here, and then the next day it sells back off. Okay, and then we got caught. We provided the liquidity to the market. They came up there, they hunted stop losses, all FOMO traders, and they got faked out, and then the market reversed. Okay, there's that option. And the other option that could occur is when we are breaking through here, it could impulsively break out, but the volume of the candle officially closes above there. So with that, it gives us confirmation that volume closes. Then if it pulls back, we're looking to come back into the zone and move back up. So the zone would be stretched. I flip the color from red to green, and that's what I'm looking for. This can be on all time frames. Okay, I'm showing you on the daily. This could be 4 hours if you're looking for swing trading. This could be hourly. This could be 15-minute. This could be setups for 5-minute traders, 1-minute traders, anything. Okay, if I didn't tell you right now we're on the daily and I told you these were 1-minute candles, I could be telling you that this is what we're going to look at on the next 1 minute. Okay, are we clear on this? Okay, I'm trying to make it as if today was everyone's first day at trading and we're all learning together. I know some of you guys have been here a long time, but then maybe this is just some review for you. Okay, and those are more of the high probable setups. Does it always happen? If a bar closes above, okay, this is where there's a big misconception with a lot of traders. If the bar closes above, they automatically assume a 100% it's going to pull back in here and 100% it's going to go up. It doesn't work like that, okay? I wish I could tell you it works like that. Sometimes when it's coming down for the retest, sometimes, yes, it will bounce up, but when it bounces, it's a lower high. Sellers come back down, and then we're transacting in here, and then it goes back down. Then someone's going to say to me, well, Ron, it closed above. Why didn't it go up? Well, that's how markets move, right? You just got to continue to see what's happening and just trade with confidence the high probable setups. You're not going to be 100% trading, correct in trading all the time, but if you stick with the high probable setups and you have proper risk management, I can tell you that you will be consistently profitable over time, okay? So let's just continue. Now that we've found something up there, stretch it into the future, okay? And now when we find one thing, let's find the opposite. So from the all-time high, there was a big significant selling off, but we're coming up with an uptrend. So that wick came all the way down right there. Okay, we can identify it with a point of interest. I use yellow for daily point of interest. Look at the number 4,400. Okay, again, there's that psychological number in the market. Okay, and then now what I look at is just below the yellow line, I look for a zone. Okay, I look all the way back here. I can see there's the yellow line, there's bodies, there was a previous all-time high on gold, and it was a double top with single bars. One bar came up, next bar came down, third bar came up, fourth bar completed the M pattern and sold that leg down. Okay, so there's a zone right below there. So what I do is I stretch it into the future, and now it's showing me volume closed above, came retested in here, volume closed above, retested, and took us to that all-time high. Stretching into the future. Again, this was a big bearish bar that came right in and back up. So the color of this zone cannot be red. I illustrate it with green to show if gold ever comes back down into this zone, I might be potentially looking to buy. We're nowhere near this zone, but we can acknowledge it, okay? Now we have to continue to work with what we have in between the red and the green zone, okay? Is there points of interest? Look for your pivots. Okay, a pivot is naturally where the market stops. Okay, it just stops, it stalls, and it changes direction. Okay, so I can see that there is a pivot right there in the market, right there, okay? How do I see that? Okay, it came down, no volume closed down there. It came right back up and it closed right there. Next day opened with that momentum off of that wick, and it's a bullish ignited candle that continued to push up. It retraced right back down, right exactly to that point of interest, and look at the buyers were there and brought it right back up. Okay, so that's a point of interest. This is a static line. What I like to do at points of interest is put alerts there. Right click and add an alert. If gold ever comes back down here, if it ever comes back, I'm going to get alerted right there. It doesn't mean I just buy or sell blindly. Okay. I now look for a high probable setup here. Why? Because history tells me there was buyers there. There was buyers there. If it comes down again, there could be buyers there, and I want to buy with those buyers. Okay. Very simple. But I know through experience that if I just think that it comes down there and I'm going to buy, then I've done that multiple times in my lifetime. And I bought there, and then it just came up a little bit, and then it pushed right through there and came after my stop loss, okay? So I know that it's not always guaranteed if I buy there, but what I got to do is I got to go down to the lower time frames. When it gets down there, I go down to the hourly, the 15-minute, the 5 minutes, and I look for those pattern recognition. What if I see a 5-minute double bottom producing at that yellow line? That could then strengthen my buy, because the second bottom might be the bigger leg on as a scalper, okay? So those are the things I'm looking for. I also know that when it's coming down there, if I get an alert, the volume could break through there and close below there. But then when it comes back up, that yellow line now could be resistance, and I could be selling with that momentum to push it down to fill that wick and even drop down further, okay? And when it gets down to this green zone, I have to know that there was previous buyers there. So I got to be thinking, if I'm going to sell, I should be maybe taking my stop loss to a break even. Maybe I take some partials out, because I've acknowledged that there's a big green zone there, and that's where the buyers could be. When they get filled, they return it back up. And me as a seller, I maybe want to close partials or my position where the buyers are. Same with if I'm in a buy and it comes to a big red zone. If you're in a buy, you have to understand you're trading where the sellers are. It's a supply zone. These are demand zones. With that mindset, it helps me grow my account. Yes, I might leave some money on the table. Okay, if I take it down there, sometimes I close prematurely and it keeps going. Oh well, that's the way how trading goes. I don't play the would've, should've, could've game. I get my money and I get out. That's why I trade. Okay, I don't do this to just watch unrealized money go up and down, up and down, up and down all day, and then I close the day losing or with nothing. I did that before, and believe me, I left a lot of money on the table, and I said I'm no longer going to do this, and I don't care how high or how low it goes. That's why I leave 20% as a runner. The runner will continue to go as far as it wants. That helps my psychology. That helps me knowing that I'm holding the trade, I'm still making money, but the bulk of the trade I'm securing at these zones or points of interest. Do I make myself clear on that? Because I want you guys to understand the way how I trade. Because if you're coming on these live sessions, you've got to know how I trade, right? And then that might help you understand. If you want to hold the trades longer, go for it, but just reduce your risk while you're doing it. If you're in the money, take your stop loss and start to reduce it and go to a break even. Number one job as a trader is you have to protect your capital at all time. When you lose your capital, you have nothing to trade. Then you're going to be scratching your head, okay? So your number one job before you take any trade is protecting your capital. That's why every day when I trade with 1% of my capital. And I allocate that to, let's say if I'm going to take 5 trades today, it's 0.2% on each trade. If I lose 2 trades, I'm only down 0.4%. It's not the end of the world for me. I'm not crying. I'm not losing. I'm not getting mad. I can recover from that, no problem. Okay. Some of you guys are just using too much risk and you're panicking when you're in a trade. Okay. And one trade is wiping you out. That's not trading. You are literally gambling. Okay. So let's just continue here. Let's just follow this trend, okay? So we came up right there. There's a pivot right there, okay? You see the wick, came in there, back down. Came in a wick, bodies, there. 5,085 and 75 cents. It's a point of interest, okay? There was a pivot, right there. Now you can see how we built yesterday, big green candle. Look at today, came pulled back. Look at where the wick is today. It's right at that yellow line, okay? But there's still bearish volume. What if we close below here? We might get more selling pressure. And if we do, are we gonna sell all the way down to this yellow line? Possibly, but there's a pivot, inside pivot right here. See, me as a scalper, I figure out all these pivot points because that's what I'm trading to. I'm not trading like some swing traders that want to sell from here to go down to the green box. I'm not looking for that move. I'm looking just to come down to maybe the next bar, right? That's good enough for me. That's my daily goal, right? I'm not looking for these massive moves. I'm an intraday scalper. I need you guys to understand that, okay? If I was swing trading, yes, then I would look for a massive move, but I would be holding for multiple days and weeks to get it down there. Okay, so we've got some points of interest. I can place alerts at each one of these areas, okay? But there's also some technical candles that we also have to look at as well. This big bearish bar right here, right? Closed, look at it, the structure. It engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 days worth of bullish volume. One day elevator came down and engulfed all that, okay? Those are those candles. Now, guys, if you want to learn how to figure out a point of control, listen, pay attention here, okay? I'm going to teach you guys right now. You're learning, okay? I promise you guys, if you learn to do this, you will, I guarantee you will get better with identifying zones and points of control and looking for high probable setups. How do I do this? Watch. Very simple. I'm not going to use any complicated words to distract you guys. I grab my Fibonacci tool. A lot of you guys are familiar with Fibonacci. I go from the opening balance. Okay, this is a black candle. It's bearish. It opens up here. I'm plotting it from the open and I'm dragging it down right down to the close. Very simple, okay? This is not complicated. Now, it gives me all of my ratios, okay? First thing I'm looking is the 0.5. That's where we cut it in half, okay? It's right there. There's the 0.5, okay? Another thing is the point of control is one ratio above, in this situation 618, and one ratio below the 0.5. On all Fibonacci's, it will be the 618 to the 382. Right there, okay? So there's my zone. Now, I'm going to make it red to illustrate this big bearish candle close below, okay? So what I do is I complement it with the volume, red. So now I can see when it came back into this, it retraced right back into that zone on this day, February 4th. It came in there, sellers were there, and pushed it right back down, okay? Again, if we stretch it into the future, we see it came back up into that zone again. What was the response? Sellers pushed it right back down, okay? But you see how it's building a higher low at this pivot. It's building a higher low at this pivot. It's building a higher low at this pivot. The depth of market is getting stronger. It's ascending. We're in an ascending channel. If you want to draw a trend line, you can also draw a trend line, right? You can see it's ascending. It's an ascending triangle. And we continue to go into the future. Now we had a body yesterday close above, okay? So when I get my body now confirming, what I do is I switch, not the size of the zone, I switch the color, okay? That candle yesterday is showing me it closed above. Now I'm going green. So now this point of control has been currently inverted. Okay, so now it could be filled with pending buyers waiting to buy inside here, okay? See how I have two lines very close to each other? So I can get rid of one. Maybe I'll get rid of this one and I'll keep my 50% one, okay? That's a way how to tidy up the chart so you don't have lines everywhere, okay? And now I can see, I can follow Friday's volume. No, guys, when you're learning about price action, the wicks, this has a very low wick. This is the firecracker that I always tell you guys about. Low wick. Look at how the next bar opened up, ignited, popped that wick, and just drove. If you find these on 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, these are kind of your candlesticks, the language to learn. But this is how it looks on a daily. If you read it on a daily, you could have been in here. Some traders in our Discord saw that there was tension going on with Iran and US in the Middle East closing on Friday. And they said, I'm buying gold because I'm going to go through the weekend and it's probably, there's going to be news. And look at it. When you're following news and the volume, You know, Bernard in our group bought it over the weekend. Was it risky? Possibly, but he was going with the flow, and look at the open of the market. Boom. Right into the money. Does that always happen? No, sometimes there's manipulation. It'll open and come down, trigger everything down here, then come back up, then flip up. But this is how you got to read this if you're trading 1 minute. Okay, you got to be able to read it quickly. Now, let's follow this current volume. Yesterday, bullish ignited, came all the way up, okay, created a high and closed. See the size of the wick? Is it one of these wicks? Is it like a really big wick? No, it's a rather small wick. But let's see what they did today, okay? So today, where was our closing and opening price? Right there, 5,227. Okay, right around that 5,225. 25, 50, 75, 100. It's an auction. Give or take $1 or $2 for spreads, okay? Now, it opened bullish ignited and it filled that wick, but that's all the pop we got, okay? It didn't come all the way to the all-time high supply. It didn't go to the all-time high. Okay, why? Because there's still offers behind us. This is a strong move coming up, but it's still going against the all-time high selling wick and the big bearish bar behind us, okay? So did it naturally make a new higher high? Yes, it broke out, made a high. That's our highest point of the day. That's where I place a purple line to let me know if we ever get back up there, 5,248, right below 5,250, psychological number, okay? The sellers were there, offering, rejecting. So you see here, I've got a yellow and a purple line. See that little zone right there? That's enough for me to make a nice little red box to let me know if it ever comes back up here, that's where the sellers are hanging out, okay? And I stretch it into the future, right? You guys see how I did that? Okay, I can stretch this point of control. I can go all the way into next week, next month, next year, okay? But now let's follow today's volume. It came up there, okay, got rejected. Then it was a really bearish bar. Bearish, 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 bearish. Look, it engulfed yesterday's big bullish candle. How do I know that? Because look at the low. It's below the opening balance, okay? So that's our lowest price right there. There's our purple low. 5,095. And what happened there? Now we're trading in this green block. So it came down there, it picked up a lot of pending orders, and the pending orders are bringing the volume right back up to right here, okay? So this is where we are trading right now, exactly right here. We're still in the green zone. What I like to do now is mid-afternoon, I know that this bar is going to close in 4.5 hours. Maybe I just cut the volume in half, just to give me an indication. If it comes up, I want to know where the halfway point is, okay? I know the volume bar is moving. This is more of an estimate. It's not 100%. How do I do that again? Opening volume to where it is right now, and will illustrate 0.5 is right there, okay? So I can do it with another yellow line. And this one I'm going to write on it, okay? Just so we know. So I write notes on your lines, guys, so you guys know. I know when I'm doing this because I've been doing this for years what these represent. But for you guys, maybe it's confusing. So just quickly, click on it, go to text, and write a note to yourself. What is this line? What is it? This is 50% of our live session, okay, just right now, of our live session at 12:30. It's 12:30 p.m., okay? So I know if it comes back up here, what if these sellers are still protecting this and push it right back down? If it comes up here and the buyers flip it, then maybe we're going to flip momentum. Maybe we're going to come back to the opening balance and we're going to break out bullish, okay? But there might be a response there, okay? So I write it, okay? And there's no volume there yet. I can also add an alert if I like there, okay? Now, I like to look at the overall picture, okay? So the overall picture is we are moving, okay? It's bullish, right? We got this big move. We're coming back down. There was a pullback. Now we're in this channel making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, okay? But it needs to break and get us back up to there. So right now there is offers holding. What if we come back down and close below this tomorrow or this week? Then we close below, that red zone is back, that green zone is back to red. Maybe it comes in here, then gold is selling off, okay? But right now, it's still considered bullish with this trend. We could be now consolidating, barcoding in here, blue, black, blue, we're in a consolidated range. Maybe we flag here for a little bit and then it breaks out or it comes down, okay? This could be now sideways trading. If you're on the daily, I don't trade the daily candles, I break them down. So I'm gonna go further now and break the daily now down. I can go into the 4 hour. I can see what the 4 hour candles are doing. I see a nice big move on the 4 hours. When did it kind of reach the highest point? Was at the Monday, at the opening candle, 6 p.m. I can see right there is 10 to 2. This is representing, this little doji candle is representing Europe, 2 to 6 a.m. Here's New York, Colmex, a little bit of Wall Street, 6 to 10 a.m. And now we're coming right back up. So when I look at the pattern on the 4 hours, I see one leg up, a pivot leg coming back down, holding. Now we're coming right back up. Are we going to come all the way through here and break out? Is it just going to come in here, be a lower high, and then it pushes back down? Then we're breaking this and dropping. I don't know. We got to wait for another hour and 22 minutes for this 4 hour candle to close. Then we got to watch the next one. What I like to do too is go break this down even further. I go into the 1H. Now I can see specifically 1 hour candles. Is there notable ones? This is a nice significant one that closed above. I'd like to cut that one in half. You see, if I did, I can see where it consolidated, then closed below and dropped. This is a nice bar to analyze, this one right here. It's a specific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, futures market open. If you caught that point of control, you can still see where we are still below it. Okay, there's that yellow line, 50% of our session. So you see when it came up, back down, it's low. Look at the wicks, they're going lower highs. Then you got a bearish candle coming down at 7 a.m., closing below these wicks. So continue push down. Look at this new hourly candle, 8 a.m. Where did it trade into? 50%. If you figured out the point of control of that one, you could have maybe sold that next candle down. Now we're trading right back into it. Let me show you now. Now I'm working the hourly candles. So I use a white line when I'm working on the hour, okay? So this one, I told you, is a significant candle. Close below all of this. See all of this consolidated shit here? Right here, okay? Do we agree that that is the worst volume to be trading? Okay, blue, black. There's wicks above, wicks below, but that is a significant candle that pushed down and closed below, okay? So that's a structural candle. That's one I want to maybe figure out. The opening price, see how I'm doing it the same on an hourly, just like I did on the daily, same shit. There's the Fibonacci. Can I identify where 0.5 is? Yes, right there. I'm using a white line now because anytime it comes to a white line, I know it's hourly, okay? Now, what's the point of control? That's bearish, right? How do I figure that out? 618382. I make it red to illustrate that hourly candle. And then someone's gonna say, Ron, what are you smoking? You're smoking a lot today. It's a red box within a green box. The green box is the bigger daily, higher time frame. But right now, it's trading in an hourly structural area where there's sellers on the hourly right now. So it's right there. Have these hourly buyers closed it above this red zone? They have not yet. Look at the next, it came in right in there and pushed all the way down. Now we came all the way down. I see the lowest point of today was 9 a.m. It came right back up. Where? Into about 50% of this bearish candle. Pushed back down. It opened, came back down bearish, but you see it made a higher low, coming right back up, filled that wick, came up, closed right there. Here's an hourly point of interest. Look, there's a body, a body, a body, and a body. That's a good area to place a white line. If you're a scalper, that's a great area. See my pivot right there? Look at the number. Look at the number, guys. Okay, I swear to God, I didn't even look at the number. I just looked at the body, the body, the body, and the body. Now I look at the number. How psychological is that number? 5,150 and 25 cents. It doesn't get any more psychological than that. I'm telling you, that number is so significant, okay? And then I can also see my other scalp pivot right there. See, there's a pivot, okay? But this one is really interesting, okay? So if we ever pull back, we could maybe look to buy at this area, okay? If it pulls back, we might be buying there and then to push it back up. However, if we lose this, we might be selling right back down to this pivot. If this doesn't hold up, then we're coming back down to right there. We're gonna probably, sellers are gonna fill that wick, drop it a little more to the next pivot, right? you guys understand how I'm doing this? You guys are real quiet, but I know you guys are paying attention. But please, when I'm explaining this in detail like this, these are one of those classes that you got to understand this stuff, okay? Now we look at the overall pattern, okay? What do we see here? I see it push down, okay? Did it break? No, it's still rallying, still trending up. The higher time frame, the daily is still bullish, but you see how it just came down? Now we're coming right back up. Is this going to be the hourly neckline, or is this going to be the hourly neckline? Or 50% up there is the hourly. But right now, if it kind of gets rejected, maybe we're going to come back down. That's why maybe we buy that pullback there, buy that pullback there. If it comes all the way down there, now I know I'm buying at the daily point of interest, and there's your double bottom on your hourly, right? And then your hourly might have the significant volume to break that and then get back up to there, right? So that's why I have a yellow line, white line, purple line. I know what each one of these lines entails, okay? Right now, so we had one leg push down. We have a V-shaped recovery coming right back up. But we're trading into still that bearish point of control with 17, 18 minutes to go. Okay, maybe that bullish volume will close above. We'll flip that hourly zone green. Maybe we catch a retest, and then we're driving right up to here. But I have to know when we're coming up to this green zone, there's a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick. If the buyers get it through here, we can't be like, we can't look, we got to see there that it's been rejected there and it could come back down. If it breaks, then we're coming right up to that 50%, what I told you, 50% of that daily candle. That could be where, you know, drops right back down. But then that could be a green zone, and then you're buying it right back up to take it through there, okay? This is how you can kind of set your charts up like a grid map. I'll do it faster with NASDAQ, but this one I'm taking my time so we can all learn. Now, this candle I told you has 17 minutes to go. It hasn't officially closed. It's bullish ignited. This is a 3-bar Tetris piece. This is where you got your big bullish body, your inside volume, picking up with a bullish ignited candle. That's your Tetris piece. That's your 3-bar play. A lot of traders have been retired by identifying a 3-bar play in trading. If you understand what this is it always 100% probable? No. But when you identify this and you're going with the momentum, you have a high probability of doing a good, successful trade. There's bearish Tetris pieces and there's bullish Tetris pieces. Now, I go from the hourly, I can go into the 30 minutes. If I'm a 30-minute trader, I can see exactly when it made the lowest point of the day, 9 a.m., there's 9:30, it came back up. There's a little pullback coming back up. If I'm a 15-minute trader, I could be watching the 15-minute candles. This one's going to close in 1 minute and 20 seconds. I can see there was a bullish flag on the 15, a big bullish one produced when at noon. So you can see like it's selling pressure. It came back up, closed, and then it carried that momentum right at noon, okay? So I'm not a 15-minute trader, but if you guys want to stick on 15s, we can do that, okay? I like to go in 5 minutes because we can learn faster. We can see more candles. Yes, they're a little bit more erratic, but they also have some structure, okay? They also have pivots. They also have things that they're doing, okay? I can see when it broke down there, it came right in, pushed back down, new lower low, came in, lower highs, big. There's a 5-minute Tetris piece. See the bearish bar? Inside blue candle, and then it got carried down with the next momentum. Right there, that's a nice sell. You can grab, if there's another Tetris piece. You see, you guys, do you guys see what I'm telling you? Like, see the black candle come down? If you cut it in half and you found the point of control, the next bar came right in there, and then it was followed by the liquidation candle. Next bar again, trapped those buyers right into the point of control. Then you had another liquidation candle. Okay, those are serious candles. These are big volume. I don't know about you guys, but a 5-minute bar that drops 200 pips, that's a pretty significant candle. That's more than my daily goal in that bar, okay? So if you're on the wrong end and you're over leveraged, your account is basically fried, okay? So now, these 5-minute candles, look at what they're doing. They came right back up. We're trading in that hourly. I know it's hourly. Why? Because a white line. I know it's the hourly point of control. I see it come up, come back down. Now it's coming back up. This could be a 5-minute double top. See how it came up? There's the neckline. It's coming back up. Anywhere around here could be a second top. And then if it closes below there, maybe, and then I could sell it back down where? To the white line, because I know that's 5,150. That's that hourly support. If it breaks, the next white line. And then if it breaks down further, will it get all the way down to that daily? Possibly, but there's a 5-minute pivot right here in the market. Okay, so I just want to know like where I'm scalping to. I love this tool right here, my measuring tool. I can measure from here to there. Okay, it's $88 move in gold. That's 80 pips. That's a nice little move. If I get a sell, I could take my stop loss, be at break even, take some partials out, because I know that could be hourly support to turn it back up. However, if it breaks there, I do my same thing. I watch and see if it closes below there, that white line might be resistance. If it comes back up and gets rejected, then we might have enough momentum, take it down to here. And then that's 170 pips. If it gets down to coming all the way down to where the 5-minute structure is right here, you can see how it's holding right there. Okay, then that's a big move, right? And that's where it could reverse right back up. But right now, we got to watch this leg continue going up. Okay, so what happens if the 5-minute blue volume closes above here? If it closes above, I'm going to flip that hourly zone green. Maybe it pulls back in here. Maybe it does something like this. And then maybe we're making our way back up to here. Okay, but ultimately, I'd like to see what happens above or below here. I'm gonna, just put my pattern here that I recognize that there is possibly a double top forming, okay? I'm just putting this to show that it could be forming, okay? But we're trending with an uptrend, okay? How do I know that? Because from the lowest point of the day, one leg up, it pulled back, higher low, next leg new high, it pulled back, higher low, this is the next leg up, okay? If I don't get that double top, or it pulls back down in here, it could be that next leg breaking right back through there, okay? But let's see what happens. Now, if I want to add any indicators on my chart, okay, this is pure just top-down analysis and price action. You see I have no indicators on my chart, okay? If I want to look at RSI, here's my RSI. Where's RSI at? It's above 50, okay? So anytime relative strength is above 50, it's considered to be strong, right? We're in this uptrend, okay? We know if it gets up to 70 or above, it's in an overbought condition, okay, but sometimes that traps us and it keeps going. We know if it's 30 or below, like right there where it came below today, down there. We can see this now, it's easy, right? But anything below 30 is oversold, and that's when it hit the lowest point of the day, and then it reversed right back up, okay? So if you're looking at an RSI indicator, you can utilize that, okay? And now I like to, if some of you guys add an EMA 9 is this green line. So the 5-minute volume is currently above the 9 EMA, which is considered still to be bullish, right? Maybe we got to watch some 5-minute volume close below the green line because we haven't seen any yet, okay? There's that double top forming now. You see how it's coming down now? Okay, so you see how it came up, lower high from that. That blue candle did not do its job to fill that wick and continue breaking out. Here's a candle coming down, closing in 45 seconds, okay? So it is shaping up like an M pattern, okay? But I see when it came down there, it went right back up. Came down there, went back up. Came down and went back up. Okay, could do the same thing. Impulsively come down and go right back up. Remember what we said. Are we going to trade impulse candles or are we going to wait for confirmed closes? Also, what's the time? It's 12:50. We're 10 minutes away from a new hourly candle. This is what I was talking about. Maybe they show us an M pattern, we go in a sell, and then 1 p.m. they reverse it right back up and we get trapped. That was that thing that I was telling you guys. We have to be careful as a scalper what time we're taking our scalp. Okay, let's just watch this cook. Let's watch it simmer over here and let's see what's happening. Okay, if I added 200 EMA, okay, some of you guys, there's the 200 EMA. Okay, it's at the top, right in our hourly resistance. Okay, so that's like a big cloud covering. Okay, so you see now M pattern, hourly resistance. There's the 200 EMA. 200 holds more weight than this 9 EMA. Okay, this is if you use these EMAs, right? And then I'm just going to add the SST daily bar indicator. I can put it on any time frame. Okay, this is this big bar right here. This is representing the daily. So I know my opening price, it was initially bullish, came all the way down, and now we're trading right at here. Okay, so it's still got significant bearish volume that could complete this M pattern on 5 minutes and maybe continue to push down. filling its wick. However, there's buyers bringing it right back up. Okay, so we're at a significant area right over here. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Did that was a thorough analysis. That was thorough. Okay, when I do NASDAQ, I'll do NASDAQ in 5 minutes. You'll see how quickly I'll go through it, because I'm not going to explain everything how I did. I'm just going to do it in fast forward motion. I'm going to use the same colors, same zones, same shit, but faster. Okay. Did that help, guys? Now you guys see what I do as a trader. Okay. And yes, you might take an impulse trade. Okay, that bar that was coming down, it came down, and then it went back up and it closed right there. Now we're getting a bearish ignited push down again. Okay, this could just come down, catch another wick, and go right back up. Do we want to take this as an impulse? If you do, okay, listen to me. Open up a demo account. It doesn't hurt to open a demo account when you're learning, and just test it. See what happens. If you were to take an impulse and then go in your journal and review it, and you'll learn from impulse trading, okay? But maybe the setup, the double top with the 200 EMA might be worthwhile taking an impulse, because we have a lot of confluence. However, if you don't feel comfortable, wait for the body to officially close, okay? Unless you have impulse rules, okay? This was an impulse candle that broke, but you see how it came right back up, and then possibly maybe came, and who knows, maybe stop those impulse traders out. But I measure moves, okay? Like if I took that impulse break right there and it dropped 30, 40 pips, sometimes that's it. I'm pipping and dipping. That's enough for me as a 1 minute scalper to get in and out. I know for some of you guys, it's not. Some of you guys are looking for 500 pip trades, okay? We have a completely different style of trading, you and I, okay? I'm not looking for 500 pip candles. I'm looking for a 50 pip candle. I might look for 10 of those per day and I'll still get my 500 pips, but I'm doing it by looking for 10 by 50 pip candles. You might be looking for one whole 50 pip, 500 pip move altogether, okay? You're not a scalper. You're more looking to buy or sell and hold. You're more of a, maybe a longer intraday trader or a swing trader, okay? Scalpers take small moves, maybe 5 trades, 10 trades, and those add up. Okay, even when you're looking for 25 pip candles, all day you could look for, if you look for 10, 25 pip 5 minute candles, which you could definitely find, there's your 250 pips. Yes, you're going to take a loss, okay, but altogether, you're cumulative. When you take positive trades, you have losing trades. I'm not going over leveraged on my losing trades. I can cut the losses too. That's what I like to do too. If I take something and I don't see it working, I'll cut it. I'll take a minimal loss. I'll conserve my pips, right? I don't have to hold a trade to hit my stop loss. If I see that I don't like what's going on, I can cut it. It's like when you're fishing, you got to cut the fish loose, catch and release, right? Same thing. Sometimes you catch a trade, it's not what you're looking for, release it, get it out of here. Look for another one. Look for a better setup. Look for a better fish. Sometimes when you go fishing for trout and pickerel, you're going to end up hooking carp and suckers, okay? Those are those bottom feeders. We get rid of those. Cut that shit loose. Keep the good fish. Keep the pickerel, the trout, the salmon, right? The good ones you can eat. Same with trading. Sometimes you got to cut these loose. If it's not good, cut it loose. Look for a better setup, okay? So now we're getting close to 1 p.m. We can look at the 1 hour candle. Okay, so what's the 1 hour candle doing? It's closing in 5 minutes. Remember, it was this really bullish opening candle. We're trading right again into that red point of control, and that's where the sellers are offering. Okay, so this bar is still very, very, very bullish. Okay, so, but on the 5 minutes, on the lower time frames, we're seeing a double top being developed. Okay, so that bar, did it close below? No, not yet. Okay, so see, again, now they started bearish ignited. So this should continue to push down, fill that wick, and maybe get down here. I'm just going to mark this low wick because that was like the most recent 5 minute low. And then when I go backwards, it's representing like 50% of this bar at 1210. Okay. So, you know, if it's a black bar coming down, it could just come right down to there and be equal bottoms at 36 pips. If it breaks a little more, maybe get down to there. It's 50 pip move. Okay. Sometimes that's perfect for a scalper. That's all they're looking for, right? Because they still acknowledge that there's still buyers behind. It could just come down there, create another higher low, and just come like a rocket right back up, okay? Now you see it's consolidating, Okay, see how it came down, closed right there, it's a blue candle. So if I was to trap, I know it's going to get messy, but if I was just to trap this zone right here, this is where the volume is just trading, okay? Is this worthwhile trading this shit? Probably not, unless you're looking for these small moves down, small move up, small move down, but it's still just buyers, sellers, okay? It's still maybe completing the M pattern coming down. We're gonna go into 1 p.m. So I had a rule today on today's call. I'm not trading. Like normally what I was saying is if I take a sell here, and then what happens if the hourly candle opens really bullish and comes up here? Or you buy right now, and then the next hourly candle is bearish coming down. Okay, sometimes you get trapped like that. So when in doubt, wait it out. Okay, what's the worst that can happen? Maybe we miss out on an impulse move. It's not the end of the world. Okay, I always look at the other side. What if I take an impulse move and then it hits my stop loss and then I lose? Okay, so make up your mind. Are you going to take an impulse or not? If you are, what are your rules behind it? Okay, I have rules when I trade an impulse candle. I have strict rules. If it just comes down there 20, 30, 40 pips, I'm in and out. That's what pip and dip is, literally pip and dip, because I'm in and out of it before it even closes. Okay, do you guys want, I'd like to stick with gold because this is a good location to learn. If you guys want, I can go to NASDAQ in about 10 minutes. Let's just watch the first 10 minutes open of the new hourly candle and see what happens, okay? And then we'll do NASDAQ. Guys, give us a like on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of play-by-play education. If you're learning, if you're gaining value from giving us a subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything, but are you getting value out of it? If you are, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, so look, if we took that impulse sell, remember it was shaping up like a beautiful M pattern? Now look at what happens. We would be in drawdown right now, okay? So what are they doing? And they're doing this right before a new hourly candle, okay? So you see that those were sellers that sold down there, and sold down there. And now they're stuck, okay? Is it enough for them to, no, their stop loss is probably at least above here. It could be above previous highs. Like if I look at that 5-minute candle right there, okay, all sellers might have a comfortable stop loss above there. Vinit, is there any strategy that on every dip I can buy and hold it for long-term targets? Yeah, do your top-down analysis and focus on your yellow lines. Higher time, go do a weekly analysis. Wait for 5-minute volume to come to your higher probable areas, your higher time frames. And look, if you bought that dip right there at the yellow line, you made money. Like if you continue to do your analysis, if it drops all the way down, like to the bottom of the green box, maybe you buy there. Maybe it might come back up, okay? I didn't do a top-down go all the way down here, but yeah, if you focus on your higher time frames, yeah, you could literally, you could sell all the tops. If it's a bearish market, you could buy the dips at these areas, okay? So now look at it. It's a nice bullish move, continuing to come up. Now, so it's a failed kind of M pattern. You see, it didn't happen. So we negate that right now. Okay, it's still trending up. Now I look to see, is that blue volume continuing to do its job and fill that wick and break for a new high? Or is it going to be equal highs? So far right now, when you see my dotted line, it's still right at the resistance, okay? But it's still trending up. So you see, if we took a sell and we bit on that M pattern impulse, we would be in drawdown right now. Sometimes what I do is I pat myself on the back, saying, good, Ron, for not taking that impulse M pattern because you would have been in drawdown right now. Now, here's the new hourly candle. I learned from this, okay? I stuck to my rules. I was looking for a black candle to close below there. It did not happen, okay? So that was a pattern that we all recognized, but it failed. And we were also in an hourly red zone. We were also below the 200 EMA. Things looked good for a sell, but did not materialize. Why? Because we didn't get that black volume to close below there, okay? So now it pushed right up to the close, right, with the new wick. Now we have a new hourly candle opening bullish ignited. It's already popping. So what I have right there is the red line to that body. Maybe I'm just going to go to that wick because that's the next previous high, 5,168. Notice how I have not made this red zone green yet because that bar, I know it's very technical, it did not technically close above that red zone yet, okay? If this bar does, I will flip it green. Is anyone in a sell or a buy or sidelines right now, okay? This is what I do. Now it's a new 1 p.m. candle. If I'm looking to take a trade, first thing I do is look at my spreads, okay? Look at the volatility right now, okay? So gold for me right now is a 1 pip spread, which is okay at this time of the day. However, I like to trade more when it's a 0.5, half pip, okay? How are your fills at this time of the day, okay? Also knowing trading gold in 30 minutes, COMEX is going to close, okay? You guys know that COMEX is the commodities exchange. It opens at 8:20 a.m. Eastern and closes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday. So the COMEX market is also, the exchange is going to close in 30 minutes, okay? So there could be a little bit of volatility going into the close of COMEX, okay? So it's still very bullish. Continuing to come up on this move, but still we have sellers behind us, okay? Wow, John, you've been using a 16 pip stop loss and 22 pip TP in a 1 minute strategy. It's been working well. Good for you. Yeah, just back test it. If it's working and you're netting good pips and you can continue to compound that, that's excellent. Just figure out your strategy. If it works, back test it, stick to it, right? Control your losses so you don't give back everything. That's a good style, okay? Okay, so we said we're just going to watch this for the first 5-10 minutes, and then I will do a quick one on NASDAQ. Any questions, guys? Okay. Did you guys understand that, like, we could have bit on an impulse, you know, on that double top? Like, that could have, see how the market could have trapped us? It presented itself perfectly, okay? We had a lot of confluence there as well. But the only thing that we missed on this puzzle was the black candle closing below. And then we could have possibly had the selling momentum. But the buyers stepped in right at the end of the hourly candle closing, 12:55, and then they continued it right at 1 p.m. now, okay? So if you sold that, it's a learning, okay? It's learning. We're learning here together. This is how I learned how to do this, was watching, okay? Now we might have a bullish crossover on the EMAs. Look at that, 9 is approaching the 200. This is where it could cross over. So if it crosses over, we could have an explosive move of gold breaking through here. But then what we want to do is maybe catch the pullback. I don't want to buy the FOMO trade at the top. Like, let's say it breaks out. I want to maybe catch a pullback coming back down here and then buy up with that, right? Okay, so far now it's trading right to that wick right there, okay? So it's acting as current resistance with 30 seconds to go. So what I like to do is zoom in. Nice 5-minute bars full of bullish volume. Okay, so there's the close, right? So did this blue bar close above our hourly red zone? Okay, should be one answer is yes, it did. Okay, so I'm just going to make it now green. So now we have confluence with our bigger daily green zone, and now we have confluence with hourly green zone. Okay, so on a day like today, this afternoon, maybe it's better if we look to buy pullbacks. okay? If we're looking to sell, look at what we're selling against. 3 strong bullish candles, okay? So maybe we have to wait if we're looking to sell. Maybe where's a good selling point, okay? Close to this 50% of our, when we started at 12:30 of our daily candle. Is there any resistance below it? Right there. You see there's 4 wicks right there, okay? And then if I stretch it again, I see those wicks. So there's a red zone, okay? So if I was looking, entertaining a sell, maybe we got to wait for gold to come into there. Then that's where the bigger sellers could be, okay? Will it get up there? I don't know, okay? I got to follow it candle by candle because there's still structure to the left over here. But what it's doing is still making higher highs and higher lows, okay? That broke out for a new higher high. And then what I could be doing is waiting for a pullback down into here because you see how it broke out of here? It has not pulled back into this hourly zone, okay? So it could be building right now with some pending buyers, you know, waiting in there to get activated, okay? So I illustrate it with like these green bars showing you that these could be pending buyers. However, there could be pending sellers in there as well. If it comes down, they're looking to get their sell limits activated, sell stops. But what it is it's a zone where there could be a lot of pending orders, buy side and sell side, okay? When the market comes down here, the market aggressor will come in here and activate these orders. They're sitting in there right now, okay? So there's buy orders, sell orders, stop loss orders. There's everything in there. Okay, so when this bar closes, I'm going to do NASDAQ. I'm going to do it real quick, okay? So we're going to go back over to NASDAQ. And we'll do a nice little top down on NASDAQ. And then we'll follow gold and NASDAQ. Okay, so now, again, watch candles, okay, right? See how it opened, it continued to fill, okay, and got rejected. It's still holding its bullish body, okay? So it's still basically holding its opening balance with a small wick. It's still filling itself. The candle has not flipped like bearish to come all the way down or close black yet, okay? So there's 3 strong blue bullish candles, all making higher highs and higher lows currently. And that's a nice bull flag. So you see how kind of bull flags can turn into like that M pattern and look like a double top, but then right at, you know, going into the new hourly momentum, continue to take it up, okay? That's why sometimes if you get caught in a opposite side sell before the hour, that's what I was talking about, that momentum switch, okay? As a scalper, I know about this because I scalp a lot of the markets going into the 1 hour. I've learned a lot through experience. I've taken a lot of losses at those times, okay? So consider that when you are trading, going right into a new hourly candle. Consider it too if it's a new 4-hour candle, okay? Consider taking a trade as well if you're going into an exchange open, if you're taking it at 9:27 right before Wall Street market opens, if you're taking it like how I took it at 8:15 the other day right into COMEX, I led right into that COMEX trade and I got stopped out. If I waited for COMEX to open up, I would not have taken that trade, okay? If you're trading it right into London, if you're doing London market and it's 2:55 a.m. Eastern and you take a buy or sell, then now the whole London exchange is opening up. It could change the momentum, could change the direction of the markets. News, if you're trading right into FOMC or NFP, anything like that, any type of high volatility or high impact news or a higher time frame candle. Okay, so there's the close. We're closing again right at this red line, okay? So the red line was resistance. Okay, we had an impulse break and it closed right at the red line. Now we're opening up again, blue, positive. So in this candle, can it continue to fill that wick and drive for a new high? Or are sellers going to be here now at this previous resistance and start to push this thing down now? Okay, so it looks nice to maybe entertain a sell, right? It just came up, lower high, and it's black. So maybe it will sell back down. But it could just do what this did. Kind of sold down and then go back up. Kind of come down and go back up. This is, again, another top, right? So it's looking like the first top again, coming up. And it could be like the first top, right? It could just come down right there to halfway or to this green box and then go back up, okay? Then maybe here, if we see the second top developing, that could be the bigger break, okay? But this candle has not closed yet. There's 4 minutes to go. Will it engulf this? Will it just come down a little bit? And then if we were to sell, it goes back up and fills a wick and we're back in drawdown. So again, now I wait to see what's happening here. If I feel confident taking this as a sell right now, do I feel confident? I'm going against an uptrend still, but maybe I wait to buy a pullback and I let the market come down into here because I want to buy with the overall trend as opposed to trading against it with a sell. Okay. This is, I'm telling you, the hardest part of scalping is this. Sometimes I love like this setup, but I'm just looking for a small move coming down but I got to respect that there could be buyers waiting in here. Otherwise, the overall trend is buying. I have to hold myself from selling this candle and maybe look for buys if it comes in here, okay? You have to have rules, okay? You got to set rules at the start and go with your rules, okay? If you break your rules, you got to know there's consequences with that. If I take this as a sell, maybe I reduce my risk. Maybe I go smaller. I'm waiting for the bigger move. Maybe I go a larger sizing in here. And if I go against the trend, I go smaller, okay? Otherwise, I don't even take it. I continue to watch, okay? It's going to close in 2.5 minutes. This is the first half of the candle. Okay, I see now there is resistance set here at the red line. Kamud, now sell is okay? I don't know. You do what you want to do. I've been saying for the past 2 hours on this call is I'm waiting for a body to close. If I was to sell this, I'm selling on impulse. You do what you need to do. Okay? I'm trading with rules today, not just should I just buy and sell blindly. If you want to go in, buy or sell, and write in your journal what happens in the trade, taking it prior to a close. That's how you're going to learn. That's how I learned. I'm sure you're going to learn like that. And then if you go into a sell, guys, where are you taking it to? Because some traders want to get into a sell and they want to take it down to there. Okay. Are you looking to sell it just down into here? And then, because you got to understand that this zone still is pending. Okay. We don't know what's going to happen in here. So have rules with your sell as well. Okay. It is coming down. It's a nice candle. It's going to close in 1 minute. Trev, question. If I pull the trigger on a trade and it says 0.5, then flicks to 1.5, do I still keep the original spread? No, if it fluctuates with your broker, you get filled at whatever it is. Yeah, sometimes can't, there's nothing we can do. It's whatever the broker fills. That sucks when that happens, where you think you're getting in at 0.5, and then when you get in, it's changed to 1.5. It happens. I can't control that, right? Okay, so that was a big bearish candle, okay? So we're now trading at the top of the green box. Should we buy right now, or should we wait for it to maybe come inside a little deeper, okay? Or are we looking to sell, right? Now I see it could be consolidating right up here, and we found a red line resistance. So it's not just just a red line from anywhere. It was that previous wick right there at 7:15. That big black candle that came down, okay? So it's still being respected. There was an impulse move, but no blue volume closed above, okay? So now it's coming down. Now we have a blue candle, okay? Halfway, just visually look at halfway. If it trades into half, it could get rejected and go back down. Then we're transacting in this green zone, okay? This is where those pending orders could be waiting, right? So will it come all the way back up, or is it going to start to sell back down into here? Okay, so now it got rejected. It's black. Now it's coming in here. Okay, so let's see what will happen with these pending orders if it does trigger these inside. And this is where you have your 9 and your 200 kind of overlapping your EMAs. Okay, so it's bearish. Will it come all the way inside here? Remember, the white line is my hourly support, white line. I know it's a lot of lines in here. I'll get rid of these kind of pending order lines so it doesn't confuse you guys. Okay, so this is the selling now. Okay, so now we see a pivot. Okay, so we acknowledge a pivot right there. Okay, so I make it like with red just in case it comes back up there. Could be a double top up there. Okay, now it's transacting right in here. Should we buy this candle right now? But you got to know sometimes when you're buying a black candle, you could buy, it could be the wick, and then it could come down deeper down in here. So you kind of got to either decide what you want with when the candle comes in here. Otherwise, maybe we wait again for it to close. Okay. Edward, you agree with me on tracking trades and journaling? It makes you think more of why you're taking the trade. Absolutely. But there's a lot of 99% of traders don't track or journal their trades. They just trade, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, forget about everything, go the next day, trade again, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Don't even look at what they traded or go review the setup or things like that. Learn from their mistakes. That's what trading is, guys. You got to learn from your mistakes. How do you learn from your mistakes? Going back and looking at your mistakes. How do you learn from your winning trades? Go back and learn from your winning trades. What did you do well? Is there something that you can learn from it so you can do it again the next day? Trading is all about learning. That's how you're going to get better. Not just jumping from each YouTube live session and just asking, do I buy or do I sell? Do I buy or sell? And just jump around from YouTube channel to YouTube channel. You're not learning anything. That's not what I did when I was learning to trade. I wasn't jumping from YouTube channel and just asking people, do I buy or sell? Do I buy or sell? I wanted to learn how to physically do this. I hope you guys want to learn that as well. Okay, so now we got 60 seconds to go. We're at this neckline here. We're in this green zone. We still have a bearish daily candle behind us, a lot of big bearish volume. We're still below 50% of when we started the call. Still, technically, we do have resistance. So, this could be, it was a 5-minute uptrend, but we still have resistance behind us. Okay, could definitely come back down, but I'd like to see what's happening, what's shaping up in this green zone here. Okay, it's a mixed reaction candle. It's one of these spin tops, okay, with low volume. It's going to close now in 20 seconds. So I like to watch right in detail the close of the candle. Where will it close? Sometimes you get momentum going into the close. Maybe you'll get a clue of how the next candle will open up. Okay, so you see it's very bearish now. Now we're coming right down to, okay, so look, they dropped it. Did you guys see how it closed? So it came deep down into there, okay? So that was right at the last second, okay? That was a big selling pressure come liquidate a lot of those pending orders now. Now you see how it we're going to get volatility now, okay? So now it's coming right back up. but it could get rejected here. Look at at 50%, you've got the 200, the 9 EMA. We're right back at that hourly white line. Okay, so it came in and they've rejected it back down. It's a bullish ignited candle, inverted hammer, so it could still fill itself back up and come up. If it gets rejected here, we could start to see selling pressure continue to come down and impulsively break and start to fill these wicks behind. There's the rejection at 50%, okay? So while it's transacting in here, it's picking up a lot of orders in here, okay? Is it time to take a buy now, or should we be selling? Or maybe just wait again for a candle to confirm. Now it's telling us a little bit more. We've got the one pivot top coming back down into this green zone where it was building before. So let's see if it can continue to build its way back up. Maybe continue to get up here. Now you have a more pronounced double top. Maybe if we break out of here, it will really squeeze a lot of sellers. But we're trading back into that green zone. What should we do here? Is this, should we take a buy or wait or sell? What do you guys think? Patrick, wait for the breakdown and sell. I think we should look for a buy. See how Patrick, Rafi, both of you guys have different analysis. Okay, so that's trading. You know, for every buyer, there's got to be a seller. For every seller, there's got to be a buyer, right? We know that as traders. Okay, unfortunately, one of you guys is going to be right and one of you guys is going to be wrong. That's the way how trading goes. Okay, but just don't over leverage on both sides with Rafi and Patrick. You know, because that's the nature of the game. One trader is right, one is wrong. That's trading in a nutshell, you know. But what I could do is also wait for confirmation. While it's building in here, maybe I want to see blue come back up here, or I want to see black close below here. Because I know in here it's still getting, remember I had red lines and green lines in here, all those pending orders, they're all getting activated right now. But what we can also refer to is the hourly. Let's go to the hourly. Maybe the 5 minutes, we can clean it up by looking at the hourly, okay? So the last few hours, we had the lowest point of the day. We came back up, came down, higher low, closed right there. We had that nice big bullish candle, hourly candle at noon. So we had the new one open up at 1, and then now it's coming right back down, okay? So it's not necessarily really bearish. It's just trading in our zone, okay? But we're watching it on the 5 minutes. Okay, so it's still trading in this zone. A lot of you guys say sell, sell. And then we got buys. Wait for a better candle. I like that. I like that. Wait for a better candle. Okay, definitely. There's nothing wrong with waiting in trading, right? Nothing wrong with that. If you're speculating, trade with a little small trade, whether you're buying or selling and you're speculating. Because if you're incorrect, you can cut it loose and then look for something else. Okay, this is a nice setup, what I like, where it's green, 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 sorry, blue here, coming into 50%, getting rejected, okay? But we see multiple attempts where it came down, back up, came down, back up, came down, back up, came down, back up. This could be another one that comes down and goes back up. We're closing in 30 seconds. This could be our first bearish candle closing below this green zone, okay? So let's see. And then this could be, you know, where you're considering impulse trading. But again, I look at the time, it's 1:25. Okay, 5 more minutes, we're going to get a new 30-minute candle. 30 minutes is much higher time frame than a 5-minute candle. Again, momentum could switch on the new 30-minute candle. So here's the close. Did it close below? No. Okay, so it's, again, bearish ignited, looking to push down. The buyers stepped in, blue. Okay, so it could definitely come back down, could build. If I look on my 30-minute candles, okay, look at the 30-minute candle. Now we're seeing something a little bit more interesting on the 30-minute candle. We had that bullish 1230 candle close. We opened right here from 1 to 130. This 30-minute candle was bullish. They rejected it. Now look, this could be a bearish engulfing 30-minute candle closing in 4.5 minutes. It's right now, it's barcoding. It's blue. It's coming back down black. This close is going to be really significant. Will this 30-minute candle have enough to break that low and create a new low on the 30 minutes? Maybe we can follow this closing volume and then sell down with the next 30-minute candle. Okay, so I'd like to see this 30-minute candle continue to flush and take out that low right there. Okay, that red line. And I look at it on the 5 minutes. It's just that red line right there. Okay, can it take that out to create a new low? Maybe if the black volume closes below, I will flip this green zone red. Maybe it comes back in, and then I'm selling in the next 30 minutes. Right? I can already see like a head and shoulder pattern now materializing. This is the left shoulder. This could represent the head. This is the right shoulder inside here. And then if it can close below here, we could start seeing selling pressure, right? But you see that 30-minute candle still has not broke that red line. So it's coming back up with buyers. Three more minutes to go. This is not easy volume to trade. Remember, it's the close of COMEX right now at 1:30. It's mid-afternoon, not the greatest, right? See, if you trade gold like during COMEX and futures market, you get much better moves. This is the trading right now. If we look at NASDAQ, okay. We'll get to NASDAQ, but not doing much either, NASDAQ. And then you see these EMAs, the 9 and the 200, they're just overlapping, they're together. This is where you get a lot of consolidated volume. When these EMAs are basically parallel with each other, you get a lot of this type of price action. Okay, now we got 2 more minutes to go, so it is still considered to be selling, pushing down. The 30-minute candle, I'd like to see it. Now I could even watch the 30-minute close. I don't need to watch the 5 minutes. Here's the big 30-minute candle. Okay, will it be equal bottom lows? Will it be a new lower low? Will it hold? And then we move back up blue in the next 30 minutes. Okay, there's the break. Okay, so you see how they just broke it. This 30-minute volume broke the previous 30 minutes, so it has caused a lower low in the market. Okay, now I follow into the closing volume. Okay, so there was the break right there. It came down on that 5-minute candle, broke, and now it's coming right back up. Okay, but at least I know it broke that previous 30-minute candle. Now it's coming right back up. Okay, so it triggered some pending buyers down there. This candle could flip bullish and then start next 30-minute candle at 130 being bullish, coming right back up. And we're still trading back in that green zone. Okay, so I got to follow this closing volume. 1 more minute to go. Just going to put it on Discord, guys, see what you guys are doing in the Discord. Golden Light, Surge. Brandon, Forex Barks. Nice. Comma Day. Good job. This is sloppy. Okay, this price action is real sloppy, but we got to take what the market gives us. Okay, so now you see the volume coming back down. Will it close officially below this green box inside? Let's see, 7 seconds to go, okay? And then I know my previous 30-minute candle did break the previous low, so it did close right below the green zone, okay? Just technically it did, okay? Now they opened it bullish, coming in on the new hour. Let's see if it rejects quickly down, and then maybe I could entertain a sell, but it could just come right back up. Okay, but it's got to come up. It's got to fill that wick, fill that wick. That's about 50% of that big drop. 209 EMAs are there. There's the push down. Okay, so it's still holding that ignited open. We're still kind of trading inside here. You don't like this candle? Yeah, a lot of these candles have been pretty shitty. No worries. Well, let's just continue to analyze them. Okay, so they've rejected it again. There's the wick, but it's still holding that opening blue volume. The 30 minutes, let's just look at the 30. Okay, so you remember that last 30-minute candle broke the low, closed below that green to red zone. Now, again, the bar coding 30 minutes. Blue, black, starting blue again, but maybe it trades into, the white line. Maybe it gets rejected early, and then maybe selling pressure continues to push this thing down, and then that's what I'm looking to scalp down. Okay, so there again, it came up, got rejected again, still holding this inverted hammer. Maybe if it breaks, I'm going to maybe potentially look sell. And someone will say, Ron, is it on an impulse? Not necessarily on impulse, because I have a closing bar that closed below, okay? And then I have a 30-minute candle that broke the low. So there is some confirmation, but I haven't taken the sell yet. It's still a big bullish candle, okay? So I got to still respect that there is buyers, right? The overall trend is still bullish. And then it could be coming up, like to that double top location up there. Unless they're holding it down in there. There again, they rejected it, lower high. There's offers. But you see how it's still holding this strong open of this new 30-minute candle. Okay, so it's still strong, still filling itself. Do you guys want me to do NASDAQ a quick top down, or do you guys want to stay with this gold we've been breaking down here for most of the call? It's up to you guys. I can do both. Like I can go to NASDAQ, do a quick 5-minute top down. And then if you guys see anything, you can let me know if a candle closes below or above, or you guys watch it. You guys are funny. Jericho, buy now. Shiv, you should sell. Yeah, well, you guys are just playing the game with this volume. Buying and selling, buying and selling. Okay. Yeah, there was that little bullish move, but if you didn't do anything, it came right back down bearish, and we're still trading in this location. We're sideways. Like if we were to trap this entire shitty area, like even here, if I made it really tight in there and made that neutral, that's where the volume is. It's mostly in here. Yeah, there was that breakout, and then it came right back in, and we're still trading right inside here. So your guess is as good as mine. Whether you're taking a buy or a sell, you're basically going with the market sideways. I'm just trying to see what, the 30-minute candles are doing, higher time frames and things like that. Okay, but I still see it get rejected. Now it's coming down. Now we have 90 seconds to go into the close. So this candle could flip. It could turn bearish and then start filling that wick and selling down. Okay, there's a lot of room where it could sell down to. But it's still holding this blue inverted hammer, okay? With 1 minute to go, okay? So there's, now they flipped it. Now that's the candle I love. I love trading this. I love selling that candle. It's already been retested. It's pushed down, but I see that there's 1 minute left, okay? So I might as well just wait out the 1 minute, resist the urge of taking this. Yes, I might miss out on a big liquidation candle coming down, but maybe I just got to make up my mind and wait for it to close and maybe sell a pullback, okay? But that's beautiful retest. It turned the blue candle, flipped bearish, okay? So that's what we call a bearish pin bar. This is a shooting star. So sometimes when you're scalping, learn how to break the opening balance. Then you'll learn what time it is good to take an impulse trade or not, okay? I'm still holding off on this, but I'm still watching. It created a new low. Here's the close in 10 seconds. We're below the red zone, still maybe selling pressure. Let's see, maybe the next bar could be a candle, okay? So let's see where it closes. Close, it's bearish, okay? Pushing down, I missed it, okay? So I gotta wait for it to pull back up, maybe to sell back here or here. Okay, now it's coming back up. This is a hanging man candle that we call. If it still holds its head, it could continue to come down its wick and push down. So this is the hardest things to do is, will this candle come back up to the opening balance and flip blue and retest this or up here? Or is it still just holding its bearish head and yeah, like that? See how it held its head and then continued to push down? So I'm going to go in a sell. It's holding its bearish head. I'm going to go in, okay? And I know maybe I pulled the trigger early, okay? But now stop loss, whether I'm in a buy or sell or trade, okay? Next thing that I got to do is determine where I'm placing a stop loss, okay? I'm in the trade now. It's in drawdown. There's nothing I can do now, okay? I have to now determine my stop loss. Either it's going to be real tight, just at that body. It's going to be above that hourly resistance, above those EMAs, or maybe I give it the whole red zone, right? If it comes back blue in here, I want to see more offers coming in here and pushing it down. And that's how much drawdown I can realize, okay? For profit wise, okay? If I'm giving it this much risk, then I want it to come back down at least to this hourly support, maybe push down and get to the next hourly support, okay? So I'm currently in a sell. And now I want to see it make lower lows, okay? I want to see it continue to fall down with black volume closing below bodies to the left over here. If it does pull back in, okay? So if it does come back in, maybe it gets rejected right there and go back down. If it has to come all the way back up in there, that could be where it pushes down at that hourly, okay? The candle is still holding its ignited head, still holding that, still a hanging man, okay? So the sellers are still there offering in the body, but we still have a lot of buyers getting triggered right below here. So I'm in a sell, okay? And yes, it can go against me. I understand that. Am I risking my entire account with this drawdown? No. Again, it's 0.25% of my 1% for the day. So if I get stopped out, yes, I take an L. I got to review it. Got to figure out what went wrong here, and learn from it, right? Without risking a lot, okay? Now I got to play it out, okay? If I see this candle coming up and engulfing, maybe I'll cut this sell, okay? Maybe I'll cut it prematurely. Maybe I'll cut it early. Maybe I don't need it to come all the way up to here, okay? But I play it candle by candle. Let's see. We've got 2 more minutes to go. It turned into a bullish candle coming up. So now let's see if this red zone will start to have some offers here. Like, will it have offers here? Will it have an offer here? Will it have an offer here? Those red lines are, I'm illustrating offers in the market, pending sellers coming back into this red zone. Sorry, Robin, what about putting a sell stop just below the wick? Below here? Yeah, you can. If it comes down, you're activated and then maybe it will push back down. Yeah. Yeah, that's a way to utilize sell stops. If it breaks for a new lower low, you're activated, and then you just place your stop loss above. You're activated, and maybe it can come down with that pressure. Absolutely. Okay, so 1 more minute to go into the close. Maybe it needs to flag below here, make a bearish flag to continue to push down, but we still have buying pressure that could come all the way back up. Okay, we're trading in a range. The whole session has been basically in a range, okay? But there is still a wick, lower high, lower high. We are still below these EMAs if you use those, okay? But there is some blue volume in the market, but now it's a spin top, okay? So we got that indecision in this candle. So it's basically like a coin flip. Again, going into the next candle, unless we get some good significant selling pressure coming down. If it closes with blue volume, we have to anticipate that the next candle is going to be blue. And here's the close. Okay, so it closed as a bullish pin bar. Okay, majority of the volume is bullish. It almost engulfed that previous bearish candle. So we're still below this red zone. We got to start to see it started getting rejected with some wicks over here. And COMEX market is closed right now. Okay, so just so you guys are aware, COMEX closed 10 minutes ago. So this is just volume that's trading in the futures market, but the commodities exchange is officially closed. Okay, so when I look now at that 30-minute candle, this is what we got. We got a 30-minute spin top candle with 20 minutes to go. Okay, so it did break a low. We do have a lower high. We're still, below this hourly red zone. So we just got to get some more offers, hit these pending orders, and continue to maybe push bearish volume through here, okay, to come back down. So I watch it candle by candle on the 5 minutes. Okay, so it's a bullish ignited candle. It's doing its job, filling the previous wick and coming into the red zone. Okay, so if I start to see that there's no wicks being produced, then I know that there's no offers in here. And I know how strong the buyers are coming through here. But I'm still watching this white line. The white line is the higher time frame line. It's my hourly line, 5,161. I'm watching that. Okay, my stop loss is above it. I'm watching the white line. Okay. These little red lines are just kind of these 5-minute wicks pending orders, but I'm really watching this white line because that's my higher time frame resistance. I want to see if the 5-minute lines can stay below that without closing above this. Because if it closes above this, then it's got a high probability it's going to come right through here and then activate my stop loss. Okay. And we have a new 4-hour candle opening at 2 p.m. as well. Okay, for most brokers, 2 p.m. is a new 4-hour candle. Okay, so see how strong that bullish ignited open is still holding this volume with 1 minute and 45 to go. So this is what we call an inverted hammer. It's a hammer candle that's upside down. It's holding that bullish ignited open. It came up, it got rejected, but we still have not taken out this opening balance of these buyers. Okay, it was, you guys remember previous when we had that other candle that flipped and then pushed down. This is holding it. Okay, so it's still holding its balance, coming right through. So it's basically refueling itself and coming back through here. So I'm watching this white line. This is the important line that I'm watching. Can the volume still stay below this white line? Sorry guys, we didn't get the NASDAQ. My apologies. We have a new 15-minute candle opening now in 25 seconds. 15 minutes is a higher time frame than the 5s. So we got to show some respect to that as well. That's a significant rejection. Okay, so it's holding that opening balance. Okay, so it's not easy to flip a candle when it opens strong, ignited. That was a good push down, but it's refueling itself again going into the next 15 minutes. Okay, so let's see how the momentum moves now. Again, another bullish ignited open. Okay, so it's filling its wick and getting right back up to this. Okay, so it's at its white line. I'm going to cut this trade. I'm going to close it. Okay, so I'm closing this trade. I'm going to take a loss right there. I'm not allowing it to come up to my stop loss. I'm out. Okay, so I'm taking the loss because it's coming up there. Okay, so I took a 60 pip loss. I'm out. Okay, I no longer want to be in this trade. Why? Yes, I could still hold it, but I don't want this volume to come up here and close above this and retest this, and it can come out and stop me out. So I don't feel comfortable giving the market an additional 35 to 40 pips. I'm out, okay? I'll conserve those additional 40 pips maybe to recover this loss. So I'm out. The sellers did not do what I wanted, right? They didn't close it below here. I don't like how these ignited candles are opening up. They're very strong. So it's difficult to sell against this, okay? And now it's right back in this zone again, okay? So that's me getting out prematurely, taking a loss. I was in a sell, didn't materialize the way I gave it 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I gave it 15 minutes for the sellers to step in, and they didn't, okay? So I get out of the trade. Can I go back in a sell? Absolutely. I can jump right back in, but maybe I'm going to watch now to see, can it come back down? Will it close back below there? Then I can engage again in the sell. I can go right back in, but I feel like there's buying pressure right now. So I don't want to participate in this anymore. This red zone did not hold up when it got rejected right there. They didn't push it down. Now they're pushing it down, but I could follow the volume, okay? If you guys are still in it, that's fine. I got out of it, okay? Can I go back in? Absolutely. I can jump back in if I like. That was right below the white line. That pisses me off. Yes, it does. Man. Okay, so when it came to that hourly, that's where the bigger sellers were, right there. And you see, I took myself, I removed myself out of this trade. And it happens. It happens, guys. Believe me, it happens. Okay. But do I just join the volume right now, or should I wait now for this to close? Okay. But if you learn anything from me, the white line is holding. That's the higher time frame. That's the hourly. Okay. If we look back at what that hourly line is, it's the 50% of this point of control. I should have believed in my sell entry. I'm a scalper. I lose faith candle by candle. I lose faith quickly, okay? I made a wrong entry? Correct, yeah, I made a wrong entry. That's why I got out, okay? I made a wrong entry. You are correct about that. But even knowing I made a wrong entry, should I just stay in the trade and just hope for the best? No. What happens if it was coming bullish through here? Maybe I got out early. Anyways, the fact of the matter is I'm out. I can go right back in. Okay, I got to watch now. I got to stay. I can't get upset. Can't revenge trade. It is coming down, but let's follow this volume. This candle has it has a lot of job to do. It's got to close below these bodies, maybe continue to push down. Okay, so it is still selling pressure. The red zone is still holding. I got out prematurely, okay? It sucks, but it is what it is. Now we got 40 seconds to go. Did it break down there? Did it close below there? No. So it's still holding. There are still buyers. Next bar could open blue and come right back up. This volume is pretty shitty. It's a difficult time of the day to trade. It's just, we're still moving sideways. It's a spin top coming right back up. Okay, so now it's, again, a spin top. It came up bullish when it opened. It was very bearish coming right back down. Now it's coming back up bullish. It closed with blue volume. You got another ignited bar that could continue to come through here. Okay, so Just going to get rid of these red lines so we can watch that white line. What is NASDAQ doing? This volume sucks on gold. So it's back in this consolidated area, right in here. Okay. We're not really getting any movement, right? If you're in buys, it's not really moving anywhere. If you're in sells, it's not really moving anywhere. Okay, but there again, it came up, lower highs pushing down inside. Like this, I hate this price action. I'm being honest, okay? This is what gold is giving us, and this is what we're trading right now. But this is not the greatest candles to be trading. Should I switch my focus and be a buyer now? How many times do you guys, where you get in a sell, it doesn't materialize, then you just go with what makes you change your mind? Do you just go because you're mad now because you took a sell and now you see blue volume and you go in a buy? Or do you wait for your confirmations? Some traders trade like that. They get upset that they were in one-sided trade and then they see some opposing color volume and then they just hit the opposing button. That's a strategy that some traders use, okay? Or do you still wait for confirmations? Okay, so that 30-minute candle, see, it's barcoding. So I bid on that sell. I had the closing volume on the 5 minutes, and it's barcoding. Blue, black, blue, okay? And then you see how it looks on the 5 minutes. It's not the greatest, okay? If you look on the hourly is coming right back up with a nice wick. Could close and then still be bullish. And we have 2 p.m. coming up. Reminder, new 4-hour candle. So this 4-hour bar right here is going to be closing in 6 minutes. Okay, so it's still bullish. Where will it close? We're in that hourly point of control on this 1 hour right here. Still some hourly indecision. This hourly candle, remember, it opened, was initially bullish, came down bearish, and we're still trading right inside here. Where will it officially close? I'm watching it on these 5-minute candles, and they're tough to look at right now. Why are you mad? Like, if you get mad when you take a trade, you're going to really get upset with yourself as a trader. I'm telling you the honest truth, okay? Think about it. If you're taking at least 3 to 5 trades a day and you get really mad at taking a loss, you're going to make trading so difficult for yourself, okay? You need to learn how to take a loss as a trader to be a good trader. At some point, you're going to understand what I'm saying. You have to learn how to accept a loss. There, I accepted a loss. I got out early from it hitting my stop loss. Why? Because I went in the sell. I saw it. The sellers were not there, and I got out. Okay. What's gonna benefit from you getting upset or mad? You're just gonna make matters worse on your next trade. Believe me. You'll carry that forward on your next trade. got to brush it off. You got to learn how to take wins, and you got to learn how to take losses. Otherwise, the psychological game, the mindset of trading is going to eat at you and destroy you. It's going to ruin you as a person. It'll ruin you as a person. Listen to me. It's going to ruin your relationships you have with friends and family members. You're going to get depressed. You're going to get pissed off. You're gonna lose a lot of financial money, and it will put you in a dark place that you don't need to be in. Okay, we took a loss. It's not the end of the world. I told you guys, I lost 0.25%. It's fine. I can still look for another trade with keeping my composure. I know some of you guys test me on YouTube and shit like that. That's fine. That's fine. That's your job. That's what you guys do. That's cool. But you won't break me down. My skin is too tough for this shit. I've been through too much in 20 years of trading to, take little comments from you guys. Eventually, you guys will learn what it's like to be a real trader and go through this shit on a daily basis. If you can't learn to take a loss in this consolidated volume, I don't know what to tell you. This is still really shitty volume. Even buyers, it's not doing anything on the buy side. I know you guys are all saying buy side, you guys are going to be liquidity, this and that. It's not moving anywhere. Where's it going? Just sitting inside here. I feel like if we continue watching this, we're going to force another trade. But what I'm going to watch for, if I'm going to continue to trade this horrible price action, is wait for blue volume to officially close above here, maybe to make its way back through here. Or I'll stick with sell side and wait for sellers to bring it back below here, maybe retest this and start dropping. If you're engaging in this, it's a tough area. It's a very, very difficult area, both ways. You got wicks on the top, you got wicks on the bottom. You got inside volume closing with indecision. Not the greatest. Still got to watch it develop. Yeah, now you guys are talking. Thinking of giving up trading because of your bad psychology. A lot of you guys are saying now I have a problem in my trading. I haven't made it in 1 to 2 years of losses. I lost 90% of trades. I can't find a profitable strategy. You see, guys, how hard trading is? A lot of you guys think you hit one trade and you're an amazing trader. Trading every single day is difficult. It's hard. Ask any experienced trader, okay? I'm telling you. It's not easy to do this shit day in and day out. You have to be built and wired different to handle losses. You have to. If you can't accept that and you get mad, you're making trading that much worse for yourself. Maybe your mentors are not talking about this side of trading. Maybe they're just talking about trading strategies and inverse blocks and shit like that. You need to get your mentor to talk to you about psychology and mindset. Because believe me, you don't do the one-on-one calls that Dave and I do with a lot of traders. And some of them are at financial ruin. And we have to help them. It's not easy. We look out for you guys. But you got to have a right mindset. Okay, who gives a fuck? Took a loss. Big deal. It's not the end of the world. Let's bounce back, Negative comments don't help anybody. They don't. What about if you took a loss and I just sit there and say that you were my liquidity? Every day when I'm hitting a profitable trade, you're my liquidity. It's stupid to say that. You and I are no fucking liquidity in the markets. If you guys think that you guys have liquidity or you guys are moving the markets, you guys got a lot to learn. You're a nobody in these financial markets. You think you and I can actually move a candle of gold? Come on. This is why when you over leverage, you get cooked on a move. 60 pips is nothing. Like when the average 5-minute candle on gold is 200 pips and you lose 60, it's nothing. It's nothing. Okay? If you can't handle a 60 pip loss, you're going to struggle as a trader. Okay, anyways, let's continue focus. Did any blue volume close above this white line? Not yet. Okay, came up, got rejected, came up, got rejected. We're still inside here. We have now 2 p.m. It's a new hourly candle and it's a new 4-hour candle. Okay, so this is going to bring in some momentum. This is where we should see some volume now really move. We might see a big blue volume come up, or we might see a big black volume coming down. Okay, but we're still just trading inside here. Not really moving anywhere. Okay, there was a little bit of a move to the downside. There was a little move to the upside. You know, a lot of panic traders in here, panic buyers, panic sellers. And it really hasn't, the market hasn't moved anywhere. It's just you guys are over leveraged and panicking. Okay. I'm waiting to see if it will close back black below here. Then maybe we'll continue selling down. I could enter again on a sell. Maybe if it closes back blue above here, I could go into a buy. But right now it's coming right back down. This is another impulse break. This is the new hourly momentum breaking. Okay. So when I say it's a new hourly candle, it's a new hourly candle. When I say it's a new 4-hour candle, it's a new 4-hour candle. When it's a new 5-minute candle, it's a new 5-minute candle. Okay, but it's still coming down. Is it that head and shoulder pattern that is taking a time to develop? So we're still under the right shoulder. So, you know, it's got to continue to push down, maybe close with some black volume. It'll maybe come back up and play this game in here, and it maybe will officially start to drop there. Okay, so that's a big move down. Okay, this is where they're now doing liquidations. Okay. Okay, so it came down, caught a wick again. Will this black volume close below this red zone again? Will this black volume close below this pivot point on these 5-minute candles? Okay, or is it just playing games, or it just comes down and it will reverse back up and then turn up back up blue? This is horrible, horrible trading volume, but it's good for learning. Okay, I know it's shitty to trade, but it's good if you're learning. Okay. Is it moving anywhere, bullish or bearish, buy side or sell side? Not really. If this is rattling you, then you got to adjust your risk. I'm sorry to say that, but if you can't handle, like if you're in a buy and you can't handle this much drawdown, you're over leveraged. If you're in a sell and you can't handle that much, the reason why I get out is because I know a lot of you guys are over leveraged. So it's my responsibility here when it shouldn't be. If I was holding this, I had my stop loss up there, I'd be back in, but I know that a lot of you guys just copy, paste, and over leverage. I don't want to be part of that. I trade a little different when I trade by myself, but I know some of you guys are reckless. I know some of you guys are gamblers, straight up gamblers. Okay, so now I can make stupid comments too and say all the buyers, you guys are liquidity. That's a stupid thing to say. No one says that, okay? Learn what you guys are saying. Stupid. Nobody wants to hear that shit. If you're in a buy and someone's saying that, you probably want to smash them and punch them right in the face. Believe me. Are you in a long again? Okay, you're going along against a big 5-minute bearish candle that's opening a 4-hour hourly. Be careful. Let's see where this thing can close. Okay, good wick coming back up. Where will it close? 40 seconds to go. If you're long again, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Just be careful. You're buying a falling candle. It's not easy. Okay, this thing could close and continue dropping. It could turn up blue, retest this, and start dropping. Be careful. It's got a clear head and shoulder pattern. You have your liquidity grab head, left shoulder, right shoulder. You have your new hourly candles coming in. This could be the momentum to the sell side. Let's see what happens here. Here's the close. Okay, cutting it in half. Where's 50%? 50% is right there. It's right at that 9 EMA. It's open bearish ignited. So you guys know this bearish ignited candle could just flip and start filling the wick. Now it turned blue. Okay. So now we look for maybe a quick little retest. It's bearish now. Okay. It's already retested, has not filled that wick. So it could just come down, catch another wick and turn up blue. Obviously I'd like to sell at this point up here at the bottom of the red box, or, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait patiently to see if it will come back up into here. And then maybe I look to sell down that. Okay. So I know I might be missing out on selling this candle, but I'm going to wait for that retest. See now how it flipped up, back up bullish. Okay. So I know it could be a shallow pullback. I know it might not come and touch all the way up here. It might be a lower high and then they push this thing down. But at least I know is if I take the sell, my stop loss will be back above that white line again. And this will be my final trade of this session. Okay, I'm going to go in. It's a shooting star candle. I'm selling. Okay, I'm going to place my stop loss. Again, I could place it back above that red block. I could be ultra tight and just keep it above that hourly white line, 200 EMA, maybe above those 5-minute wicks, whatever. That's going to be your decision on where you place your stop loss, okay? I'm going to, again, place it above the red box. I'm looking to now sell this thing down, back down to this white line, at least down here, and then if it can break down a little further, okay? And this is going to be my final trade of this session. Got to wrap up this call at 2:30. I might take 2 L's. I might recover my previous trade. Who knows, okay? And I know that the market could just come up, play these games. So it's got this indecision spin top, 2.5 minutes to go, okay? Still got the lower highs. Still 5-minute volume is below the hourly resistance. It closed back below the red zone. So, you know, the big daily candle still has lots of bearish volume just to push down a little bit. New hourly, new 4-hour have just opened, okay? So can this hourly candle just continue filling that previous hourly wick and maybe get down to our hourly pivot, 5,150. If you're waiting for an hourly candle to close, this might be, we have 50 minutes. I don't have the patience to wait for this hourly candle to close, but maybe it can close below the red zone, and then maybe your next hour could continue pushing down. I'm just looking on these 5 minutes just to continue to move down, okay? One more minute to go. So it's these spin top candles, right? It's these ones that are just floating around near the opening balance. Was initially bearish, came back up bullish, got rejected. We're right near the opening balance, okay? But it's still black volume. Let's see if it can continue to sell down, bid down, like, you know, bid down this wick. See if it can push down a little further. See if we can carry some bearish momentum into the next bar. But the way I was trading sideways, next bar could open blue, come back up, just like it did here. Bearish, go up bullish, bearish, go up bullish, trade sideways for a little bit. Or are we going to start to get the push down with the new hourly momentum? And here's the close in the next 30 seconds. So remember, candles have jobs to do. Its job is to fill that wick, which it just did, okay? So this is a nice volume-based candle. I hope it closes near the low because then I can cut this candle in half real easy. It did create the new low, okay? Remember this, 5,150 is an hourly support white line. Okay, so I can easily cut that. Easy. Cut. We open bearish right down. Okay, that's a nice move, right? Right down to that white line. See how quickly that happens? You got to be fast as a scalper. If you don't do anything, right? Right down to that white line, right? Was that just by chance that we put that white line there? Okay, we did that from the start of the call. Do you guys understand how it just came black right down to that white line? 5,150 and just picked up a shit ton of pending buyers waiting there. Remember to buy that original pullback from this big rally that came all the way up. All of those patient buyers just got activated there. So this could really turn up really bullish unless this is real hourly selling pressure to continue to offer and come back down and come back down. Okay, so that's where it triggered all of those buyers. Now it's coming back down. So will it squeeze those buyers now? Okay, this is what I want, to squeeze those buyers with this momentum. Okay, it came back down again, 60 plus pips, allowing you, if you want to reduce your risk, if you want to take some money out, whatever. Okay, this is where you got to at least consider doing something at these higher time frame lines, right? If you still are holding the trade, have you done anything with your stop loss? Have you reduced your risk? Have you done anything? That was an easy trade for me to get my money back that I previously cut that previous sell. But I'm trying to explain shit to you guys that it's happening very fast that I haven't even done anything, right? So now I got to follow this volume. Sometimes you got to be very quick, right? That's what, when you want to scalp the markets, it's very fast. If I show you that reaction on a 1 minute candle, look, it just dropped, and it's coming right back up. Okay, those are very fast. Where did all that happen? At that white line. That's an hourly support. Okay, now you see it's coming right back up to test 50% of that previous bearish volume. Okay, now look at the volume, how it's really opened up right now. Okay, this is where you get a lot of hourly momentum now. Now we're not kind of trading these, this type of range. Now you see these are big body candles. They're starting to get bigger. There's lots of volume coming in the markets right now. A lot of pending orders are getting hit right now. Okay, I see some of you guys booked half your profit. That's excellent, good. But at least have some sort of plan. Okay, let's continue to follow this. That's why sometimes I pay attention to these key lines, right? I treat these where you can buy, where you can sell, where you can close positions. One person asked me in the chat, what do I do? How do I buy dips? Well, you buy dips at higher time frame areas. This is just white line. This is hourly. Remember what I told him? If it comes down to a yellow line, that's where you get those bigger transactions waiting. This was just an hourly to show you how quickly it happened on an hour. Okay, but let's see if the sellers are still here. If they're still offering and pushing down. That was the first reaction we had in there. Okay, so where will this volume close? If the sellers can close it below that white line, we can naturally turn that white line support into resistance to take us down to the next white line. But there's active buyers. There are all of these patient buyers that have been waiting since noon, 12:05, that missed that run up. And then you see where it came all the way down, right into there. It's activated them, and now it's coming right back up. So we're trading at 5,155 right now. Where was that big psychological order placed? 5,150. Okay, so 20 seconds to go. That's a big bullish bar, right? It's got some bullish volume behind it. It's got a big rejection wick at that hourly. This could carry forward into the next bar. It's got a small wick, so it could definitely open bullish ignited and continue to push on the next candle. Okay. There's the bullish ignited open, short wick. Okay, so it is filling. If you still are looking at all of your indicators above, you still have the 9 EMA, you got the 200 EMA, you have your hourly resistance right there. We're still below this red zone. This could be a pullback. Now we got to really see, are the sellers here? Are the sellers here offering to push all of this momentum back down? And you see, guys, I didn't reduce my stop loss. I didn't reduce my risk. I didn't do anything. I didn't take out 80%, right? And now I'm right back basically where I entered the trade, okay? I didn't react fast enough. This is why sometimes I know I didn't do it here. Okay, I don't want to play the woulda, shoulda, coulda game, but you know, when I sell, sometimes I do something right at these white lines. Okay, you know, even if it was to come down to this white line, I would do something. Okay, I didn't. I failed to. It happened so fast, right? But that's what keeps me disciplined, because I do shit at these higher time frame lines. Okay, but I didn't. But I'm still trusting this analysis. Now it's barcoding. Black, blue, black. Okay, now it could be coming down with more higher time frame offers. I'd like to see the black bar maybe close below this blue bar, engulf it, and continue to fill that wick and drop even further. But as it's coming down, it's created a higher low wick. There's buyers now coming back in. Okay, and now we're again barcoding. Blue, black, blue. I want to continue to move down with this. The daily candle is pushing down. It's coming right back down. Will it fill its wick and continue to come down? Will it engulf this? 2.5 minutes to go. It might give me another attempt to now reduce my risk. If I didn't the first time, it might give me another attempt to maybe take 80% out if it comes down near that wick. You know, otherwise, continue to hold the trade and watch and see what happens. Follow the volume, right? Okay, so I'm right back in the money again. But let's see what will happen now. Okay, we've got how much? 2 minutes to go on it. Still trading sideways. Who asked me earlier in the Zoom about the sell limit? So you know, when it came down there, it could have activated you, and you would have walked right down into the profit. Sorry, who was it? It was. I'm sorry if I missed the name. Robin, yeah. So did you get activated on that? You know how you place that sell limit right below that low? The new that new 4-hour hourly momentum came down, possibly triggered you and took you right down into the profit. That's how you can utilize sell stops and buy stops, guys, if you like, right? Just strategically placing them at locations in the market. Okay, so now we're pushing back down. So can we continue to fill our wick and create a new low? Maybe can we get this black volume to close below this white line? This is going to be a big fight here at the white line. Okay, this is not just a normal 5-minute support. This is that hourly support. So it's got a wick there too. Okay, so this is gonna, for sellers, really got to kind of push down, create a new low, and close back below there, because I want to make this white line resistance to continue to take this trade lower, maybe get it down to that white line. Okay, so here it comes down. Here's the close in 30 seconds. Now what I said was, it's giving me another opportunity now to reduce my risk. Okay, so now I'm going to go to a break even. Okay, so I'm going to a break even now. I don't want to make that if another blue candle comes back up and it puts me back in drawdown. Okay, so now I'm at a break even. I have no risk in the trade. Okay, it already broke that low for 70 pips, but now I want to follow this volume, because if it closes below that white line, I might get an ignited bearish bar continuing to liquidate. Here it is. Okay, so open blue, ignited. Let's see if it gets rejected right at that white line. Is there a wick there? If there isn't, then 50%. But you see how it's also the point of interest of those 5-minute bars? Close, open, that's about 50%. So can we get rejected here momentarily and make this white line some resistance, maybe to continue to push down? If we can get this is, I know it's an ignited candle and it's a tweezer bottom because it opened with right off of no wick candle close. If we just flip this and turn this into a shooting star, we are definitely pushing down because there's no other wick to fill. Where we could be coming down to is cutting that candle in half right there, right? That could be where the support is being built, where it doesn't get down to that next hourly support, right? But worst case scenario is I have no risk, okay? No risk. I have no more capital. Yes, I can lose my profit. This profit right now is covering my previous trade that I got out, right? So should I just close this trade now and recover my loss or continue letting it to run, right? That's what you're gonna have to decide as a trader. This trade is kind of making up for my previous loss. Then this whole session was a scratch. Didn't win, didn't lose. I learned something. But if I allow this thing to play out, maybe it'll continue to break down. Then I make some money this session, right? What's the worst case scenario is it's a break even, okay? But what I told you is if we break there, okay? So if we break this, there's no other, we're going to create a new lower low. There it is. There's the shooting star, okay? So now we're dropping. Let's see if we can just drop down, that would be 100 pips, right down to 50%. See, if I cut that candle, there was a previous body close, body open, and 50% right there. So that would be naturally 100 pips coming right down to there. If that can break, then we're driving down to the hourly white line, and I got to show some respect to that white line, okay? So I liked the sell originally right there. Remember, I had my stop loss above there. I cut it loose on those blue candles, okay? Because those could have closed up there and came up here. So, I cut it. But then I said, guys, I'm still going to follow it. And then I went right back in, okay? So there it's coming down. So, to all those buyers, I can be an asshole and say, you guys are my liquidity and say stupid shit like that. But that's stupid to say. Right? Karma will come back at you as a trader, right? That's karma, don't talk like that as a trader. Understand, you got to learn from your wins, you learn from your losses. That's how you'll get better at trading. And guys, please do something, okay? You don't have to follow what I'm doing. You do what you got to do, okay? I don't always have to verbally tell you guys what to do, okay? You guys are traders just like me. If you're happy with whatever, I'll at least maybe just go to a break even. Then I know that your risk is reduced. And that helps me over here on these calls. Believe me, it helps me a lot. I'm more concerned about you guys than my own trading when I do these calls. Okay, so we got to follow this now. If we're still in it, we have 1 more minute to go. We're using our white line now as resistance, maybe going forward. I can already see like maybe a small zone being developed right here on those 5 minutes. If it can continue to hold up red below this. Guys, if you learned something on today's call, okay, you're going to learn something always on today's call. Subscribe to this channel, hit the likes. Amazing, guys. Thank you. We gained 100 subscribers. That's amazing, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, guys. That helps us here at YouTube to continue to do this, right? We want to grow this channel with you guys. This is free knowledge, free breakdowns, right? We trade together. Unfortunately, some of you guys were in buys, some were in sells. It is what it is. It's trading. I know when I'm trading. When I win, someone's losing. When I'm losing, someone's winning. It's part of the game. Learn that from now and you'll be more of a mature trader. Okay, here's the close. Okay, short wick. If it wants to come back up, like I could even just cut this volume in half, right? I could bring my cut line all the way right there. Okay, if it just wants to continue to hold that 50%. If it needs to come all the way up, I still have my white line, right? White line could be the resistance or this like red block that I put at the body, okay? If you want to have like a trailing stop loss, you could trail behind, maybe just above that wick. So all of this is secured money, no matter what. Like you can do that as well, right? If you want to use trailing stop losses, if you start to get the momentum moving down with you, you can trail it down. So if you get a big blue candle coming all the way up, at least this money is secured in your pocket, right? Otherwise, we've just got to continue to watch and see the structure being built, okay? Is it really going to push down or the buyer's going to bring it back up, okay? So now, remember what I said, black volume closed below the white line. So the white line could momentarily be hourly resistance right now. Right now, there's dip buyers buying, but let's see if the offers are still in the market here. So we should see wicks, lower highs. There's a wick. All we got to do now is absorb all of this blue volume, flip it, we fill that wick, and then we drop down further. But there is going to be buyers, right? Maybe that's it. That head and shoulder pattern, that's all it's going to fall down to, because now the bigger uptrend is coming, and then there's buyers buying it right back up, okay? And guys, I gotta wrap it up in about 5 minutes, okay? So we can look at the higher time frames, okay? That we got that hourly candle really pushed down. 2 p.m. new 4-hour candle as well, okay? So that's that 4-hour candle we got pushing down. If we look on the 30s, remember we were paying attention to the 30s? So they were kind of just barcoding blue, black. That was that one closed below. I took that quick sell, but then it came up, I cut it. And then the next 30 minutes, 2 p.m., that was really the one that's pushing down, okay? And we're trading, again, right at 5,150, right at that block in that market, that psychological number right here. Did we learn anything on today's call? Remember, we're going to learn, we're going to earn, we'll take L's together, we'll take break-evens together, we'll take wins together, we'll get pips or we'll die trying. That's the SST motto. We're going to try and get pips or we're going to die trying. This is not the easiest time to be trading, especially gold. You know, I like to trade more indices at this time, like NASDAQ, US 30. I like to trade these. I feel like they trade much better at this time, but there's lots of learning. Okay, so there's buyers stepping in, going into the new 30-minute candle again. If it closes above here, we could see, again, bullish momentum coming all the way back up. I hope it doesn't take me out at break even up there. I hope maybe the sellers are still here, offering, pushing it down. Maybe we can start again, new 30-minute candle and push down. Let's watch this one into the close in 1 more minute. Again, it's going to be really, really interesting where the volume closes, right with that white line at 5,150. Good, Rafi. You recovered your loss from earlier today. Congratulations, man. Sometimes that's what trading is. You just recover a loss. It's a scratch day. It's a break-even day. It happens. But I look at days where I recover my losses as winning days, okay? You got to look at it like that. As to have that mindset, you got to have it, okay? If you recover your loss, if you're in drawdown and you recover it and your day is over trading, you did a good job trading. That's a W. You recovered your losses. Now you got to go back, learn from what you made your mistakes on, how you recovered it, hopefully, you didn't recover it by revenge trading. And that's what some traders do to recover losses, is revenge trading, but you're learning bad habits. Hopefully you did it the honest way, and you did it and you learned from it, and carry that momentum trading into tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a profitable day, okay? So I got to go with what I do here, okay? So number one, did the blue volume close above the white line? Yes, it did, okay? So that is still, could be support, okay? It came up, now we're pushing right back down. So we're going to get selling pressure continuing to push down, because if we back up, okay? So it is pushing down. Let's see if we can come all the way down, right? In good wicks to fill down there, but we got a long distance drive to get it all the way down. So this is where it could possibly start to consolidate, right around this 5150 area, okay? This is where a lot of buyers and sellers will be pending. They'll be operating in here. Why? Because it could definitely, if the buyers take control of 5150, it could definitely travel right back up to 5160. If the sellers can regain control below 5150, then we definitely can possibly drop to 5140, right? This is where the zone is going to be to really fight through here. And it could move sideways in here, right? And again, thank you guys. Almost 500 viewers. We appreciate you guys. Leave a like. So I'm going to wrap it up after this candle. Subscribe. Join us tomorrow. Again, same time tomorrow. We'll be here at noon. Okay, just before noon. Join Dave in the live New Yorks at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Join the team, guys, if you want. There's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for all of you guys. Gives you our live YouTube links, befores and afters of the trade ideas, recaps of Dave trading in New York with the snipers, blogs, promotions, everything that we have. If you want to join the team, this is our trading schedule. Blogs are available here, free for you guys, and lots of education, courses, tutorials, webinars, boot camps, everything. It's all available for you guys, okay? And don't forget tonight, I believe 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern is Donald Trump. He's got this high impact speech right over here, 9 p.m. later tonight. President Trump speaks. It's this, the State of the Union address to the United States, okay? He could be talking about anything. This could affect the way how markets trade tomorrow, okay? I don't know what he's going to be talking about, but it could definitely impact the way how markets move tomorrow. Nice, Boom. You got covered your loss, 2% for the session. Great, good job. As long as you covered the loss, it's all good. Dave has a sell at 5145. Yeah, we just got to get that volume back down there, okay? Yeah, it could definitely, if that volume goes and engulfs, gets down there, yeah, it could be continuing to sell down. But there is creating a little bit of support here, okay? So it could be coming back up. Again, markets are moving down, coming back up. Again, it could be a lower high pushing back down. It could be building right now, came down. It's got a pivot coming back up. It could come back down. If it breaks, we're going lower. Could be a double bottom there holding and coming back up. Okay. We're scalping the markets, right? I'm not looking to take this sell into hold it till next Thursday. Okay. Kind of just get those pips and dip out of the market, right? Guys, I had a good session. Hope you guys enjoyed it, but that's the timing here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for everything. Thanks for joining us. And let's see how the volume trades tomorrow. And join Dave. And if you guys are going to tune in to Mr. Trump, pay attention to what he's saying, okay? Could affect the markets. and we'll see what happens. Okay, guys, have a good day. Please consider trading, learning about proper risk management. Okay, if anything that you're taking out of this call is risk management, don't over leverage, don't panic trade, don't revenge trade, don't trade on emotions, trade with a plan. And sometimes the plan goes against you. That's trading. You know, we don't need to continue to talk about this every single day, but you're going to learn from your mistakes. You'll learn from your good trades. But hopefully you continue to learn with us at SST. Okay, guys, thanks everyone. Have a great day. God bless everyone. Happy Ramadan to those that are fasting, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks everyone on Zoom. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, noon, jump in. We'll have a post-work session. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you guys.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US 30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.